and infiltrate.
Check. Hello.
On the red, a little bit of a switcheroo here and there, but Lucas Loyi, Fanny, Kalia, I feel like there's a Hayabusa ban, different priorities coming in from the Harris ban should commence, but probably Akibi would also be closed off. Let's see how it goes for both sides of these teams.
It definitely is looking like both these teams want to put on a showcase for the Immortals. That's what this is for, the prize for the big championship. They slot in the MSC, call it whatever you may. It's something that they need to draft at the utmost best that they can.
You want to give your best. Of course, this is the grand finals. You do want that. A good, somewhat of a holiday to Riyadh and still competing or MSC. It's quite amazing to see it. No more Harris though. Respect that Hayabusa or no?
They got to, right? They got to respect the Hayabusa.
Got him lined up. I mean, I feel like they want to try to respect on that. If ever they don't get the Hayabusa, because they know that they can beat the Joy of Hesu. So at least they do have that solution. But what can you do up against a Hayabusa like that? If ever you still want to try to face it up with that, what's your solution? So that's the main thing that you need to try to focus on. Because the first pick of Corinthians, though, first time ever finally getting let go, Hesu on that Phoveus. Oof.
Man, this Phoveus, after it's let go, it's too good of a pick, right? It's too good of a pick. And now Hesu gets his hands on a frontliner, an absolute beast of a frontliner nonetheless. And at this point, it feels like Hesu is the one that will be calling the shots when they want to pick these team fights, how they want to go for these team fights. And with that frontliner, with that tanky frontliner being present, they definitely look to make big plays. And on the other side, they give away the chip. So that's another big hero that's been given away. Oh, the Jushin being picked up as well. This is looking dire for both these teams. They're still cooking, and we can smell it.
So far, so good, though. There aren't any weird cheese picks yet, but I don't think that they're going to pull that unless it's somewhat of a secret weapon for the last game of Grand Finals. But let's see. Right now, though, they can reveal if ever they want to pick up that Ranger first for Corinthians, because there's no more Harris in that equation. And Hayabusa getting picked up by Corinthians again and again. Infiltrate, what's your solution?
Oh, it's got to be the Joy's not a great pick here. What else can they go, to be honest? Hylos, not such a good option. Yes, you can dive, but they really need to find assassins. They need to find junglers, and I'm looking at the Suyo at this point just because of the fact that he's a lot slippery. But then again, it's a best of 7. You played 6 games without touching the Suyo. Do you really rely on that? You can go for the Joy. Hotun's been playing it well. The Lucas is still up for grabs. The Blue is what they pick up for the EXP lane. It's not a bad option, but then again, who are you gonna grab onto? Is the Hayabusa not the best option at this point?
I think for now the main reason is just to laning wise, you can go head to head with the Phoveus. Match you can grab on is either the Granger or later on the Mage. If ever you want to go head to head with the Chip and Glue, I mean it's a good time to pick up that Farsha for Frost and Nave. Ban out the Ferris, which is smart. You don't want to have that extended team fight up against a Chip that, well, comes in with that surprise element. And right now, though, you don't want that Frederick. Good sniff out if ever you want to pick up that Chip, because you're going up against Hayabusa. It wouldn't be good also because you can't really melt down that much. But still, the same idea though. I think Jungle Assassin is going to be brought up for Influence Rage because even they themselves ban out that Baksha.
It's a good pick just because of the fact that it prevents Glue from being anti-heal, rather not sustaining in these team fights. But at this point, I feel like Fredrin being banned out and another pick gonna be the Hanzo. They have to respect these pocket picks that can come from Hotun at any given point, right? Hotun having this Hanzo in game number 7 might have just been the difference maker, but here again, I am looking at Frost Nave, I'm looking at the Farsha, I'm looking at that Sicilian. These have been the difference makers in these fights, and now with this 4th pick, he goes for the Claude! Fury, what are you cooking? We haven't seen you play Claude for 6 games in a row, and now they get him on that 1 pick. Yes, it's a comfort pick. It's the 1 pick that he got a savage with as well, and seems like they're reminding Corinthians that, hey, Fury can definitely carry the game on a Claude.
This is definitely cooking right here on that Claude. Kind of want to know what's the next pick for the jungler, but right now the Corinthians. You want to close it off with probably a Moment Maker, a Badong, and a Gatot is still wide open if ever. I really love a Farsha if ever they want to try to pick that up. But turns out, you want to go guns blazing in, you want to go down, melting it down with the Lunox and also Hylos, but hey, you got to have somebody to jump into the back, securing that lane for Influence Rage at the end of the day. Kronos, what do you think? Which one you like?
Hey man, I'm looking at the draft. I'm not sure about the Ling. I don't really prefer the Ling in any given point unless and until it's, unless there's a clear chance of victory. Not especially in the game number 7. He's not been in the meta for a long time. He's slowly coming back, but I feel like that Ling definitely can do wonders with the fact that they have a split push. But on the other side, they have themselves a Lunox. Again, another pick that we don't see quite often, but again, will be the difference maker in this big game number 7.
Well, let's see the crucial point on how they want to try to point it out, because final game. Kronos, take it away.
This is it. Game number 7. 1 final clash, 1 final shot at immortality. Influence Rage, Corinthians. 6 games of blood, sweat, and brilliance have led to this moment. There's no more second chances. 1 will rise and 1 will fall. Mpl Latam Season 3 champions will be decided right here, right now. Let's go into game number 7.
Okay, so far, looking at the emblems, sure they want to go fast because you have the chip, a lot of shoes, and plus the mobility on the lane. You want to focus on for that war cry there. Deal a lot of damage against all or nothing on the side of Corinthians though. So right now it's just eyeing out a good moment. You don't want to take away that giveaway for that first blood of what happened in a few games before. But so far a good start of babysitting on Influence Rage. A little bit of scare there, but still a good start.
This looks like a complete different book, right? Both these teams are saying like, hey, it's over. We've read this book multiple times. Now let's go for a completely different draft. Both go completely left field and now put on a display of something that could be monstrous in terms of damage, as well as the fact that cross-map plays. And let's not forget the flashy ones. Hotun's looking for the highlight reel for this game. And I'm not going to lie, if we're going to see a lot of Tempest of Blades going up and down, he might just be one of the immortals.
Let's see how it goes, because Influence Rage, they are rotating as fast as ever. Can Corinthians keep up though? Because if ever they don't, it's just going to be a shortcut up in their faces.
A shortcut in their faces is something they don't want to see. The turtle is up, the first one of the game in this best of 7 grand finals. It's game number 7 indeed. Luis is pulling it back to his side. And I think the problem with Ling always faces is that he is so purple buff reliant. If Corinthians find slight bit of an advantage, if they're able to crack open that mid lane, that would mean that purple buff will definitely be under siege. And Influence Rage might find themselves on the back foot. But speaking of the back foot, they're definitely not going to be one is Corinthians, because they're going aggressive as they can. Meanwhile, Paquito dropping down that big shotgun. Here comes the Tempest of Blades, but they catch him with the Oki shadow kill, able to get a double kill. Flick is online, ladies and gentlemen. Frostland now picks one up for himself at the same time. Chino is going to be falling down as well. That is 4 down and out, and Chan's the only one left standing. Corinthians with a big clapback in game number 7, starting it off in style.
Goodness gracious, 4 kills on the 3rd minute mark. A good start for Corinthians. A good game for them today. But we gotta be careful. Don't want to pick up, because Influence Rage, since they are still on that early game, you gotta find out lots of kills for the lane. Because this is a very conditional. Because if they don't make it, it's going to be very hard to flip the script on this game. But they are still trying. Since Corinthians already
Flick.
right now. Oh no.
Ooh, Paquito went for the crash course at the right time, but he can see Hotun with the Tempest of Blades has to go up. It's forced out of it as well. And they find the kill, and now Ogi Shadow Kill comes up. Paquito is down and out. It's a display, ladies and gentlemen. Corinthians 6-0, and Influence Rage do not have an answer whatsoever now.
Okay, right now, gotta slow down the pace, because you can't keep on hitting those fights. And Hotun, especially on that lane, it's going to be a little bit of hard time there. I really thought that probably a cheese pick of a Landslot will pop up, but it turns out it was a Ling. And since then, it's gonna be finding out the good moments, because you want to try to suppress Fury if ever Ling cannot excel in the game.
Yeah, they're forcing the occasion onto Fury, right? They're trying to make sure Upatizi is getting as much advantage as he can. The second turtle is going to be up in 5 seconds. It's not looking good for them, but the Yogi Shadow Kill one more time. Catches Paquito. Flick is an absolute monster, man. We call this in game number 6. I don't think they should be giving this hero to this assassin player, to Flick. And he's making them pay for it, making that decision. It's a blunder that's coming through, and now Fury is will force the Flicker out. He doesn't even have any safety under his own turret. And this is an opening. This is the advantage that Corinthians want to play. This is the run and gun style we've seen them playing all season.
And finally rising to the occasion for a 7-0 gap. And right now, so far, looking pretty good for the side of Corinthians. One last game to see, can they still stand strong or not against Influence Rage?
Oh. Beacon baited out. They get the damage onto Upatizi, trying to pull him back, but unsuccessful in that process. Now Influence Rage have to use every single thing, utilize the maximum of everything. As you can see, Fury gets taken down with a quad shadow. Flick is an absolute monster. He's 4-0-3 on a Hayabusa. We're less than 6 minutes into the game, May.
It's still going on strong. Has to be the main target here, but everybody is just on them. And right now in this position, throwing everything is one of the ways to just try to gain back. At least you get that first kill into your own pockets.
Yeah, at least they got that one kill. A lot of assists to follow. Not really. Only Chino and Paquito. The kill going into Chan. At least they get the one kill into the hands of a mid laner, which is crucial. But they lose out on turrets. They're losing on turret structures. The goal lead now 4K in the side of Corinthians. If they wait any longer, this game might just slip away from their hands.
And Corinthians, again, very good early. And right now, the Influence Rage, what can they respond? What can they do? Because contesting objective-wise, it wouldn't be as easy as you think, because Flick is on that Hayabusa. He can come in and go. Same as the idea, but power-wise, though, Influence Rage, they really need to do a lot of things to catch up to Corinthians in this game.
Oh, Paquito flickers out, trying to go for the shortcut, but he has so buying enough time. But meanwhile, the backline, Tempest of Blades goes up, but the damage is not there. As the Death Tsunade connects, and they catch Paquito and take down Chino as well at the same time. And now here comes Flick. He is unstoppable, finds himself a kill. There is no way for them to defend. There's no way for them to do anything. Hotun, without the help of the Tempest of Blades, gets burst out. Frost Lanave pops that recall, taunting Influence Rage.
Goodness, again and again, suppressing down in 2 lanes from the mid and also the top. Since then, you know right now, invading to the purple buff will be as easy as ever.
They cracked open the jungle. The purple buff is definitely up for grabs. And I feel like this is the problem that you face if you're playing a Ling. The moment your purple buff is under siege, you're going to have a difficult time. You're not going to be able to do quite a lot. And looking at the items as well, Hasu's going full tank. He's got himself the Dominance Ice. He's got himself the Blade Armor. And look at Flick. He went for penetration. He went for extra bit of sustain. And now, even though... yes, Hotun's playing a comfort hero with the Link, but look at the gold difference. Flick is 2,000 gold ahead.
Yeah, plus it's not only the shoes is not done. Only securing the Berserker Fury and also the House Claw might take a little bit of time here. And since Flick already has like a lot of items on his pocket, so it's just going to be really hard. If in the early the Link cannot carry, the Link cannot get any funnel of gold, all you need to put all hopes in is Fury. But the question is though, if Fury can't funnel in enough gold, this might be the end for Influence Rage.
Man, they need to find a way to get a lot of gold in their pocket. Otherwise, it's going to be looking difficult because look at Flick. He's already level 14, Vey. It's level 14. Hotun only barely hit level 11 right now. Fury's not even to the level 10 mark. And everyone from Corinthians are hitting double digits except for their roamer. And if I'm not wrong, Luis has probably get there faster than Fury. Because at this point, they get themselves the Lord. And now looking to invade that purple buff of Influence Rage. Yes, Hotun's going for the split, but even then, he's not able to get that one tower.
It's really a hard position because Corinthians is just very well aware where he is.
Oh my god, he got that kill again. They singled out Fury. This is not looking good. The Lord is marching down the bot side. Corinthians are looking to end it all. Chimo standing tall at this point. They might just take everything away in one fell swoop.
Last chance, really. Barking into the third turret. No more Holy Shield down at the bottom lane. Lord is also marching down. So in the middle, they want to try to create space. God. They want to try to create ways. Because right now, Flick is entering in.
Yeah, he goes for the Yogi Shadow Kill, baits out the Tempest of Blade as well, and now Hotun's not gonna have a good time. There's no possible way for them to get any burst down. Glorious Pathways there. The Lord is still standing tall, full HP. They take over the inhibitor. Meanwhile, Fury as the Chan trying to dish out some damage. Topside Holy Shield gets popped. Lord is still standing, half HP. They're looking to take down the mid lane inhibitor. Corinthians are running and gunning. 10 minutes, 30 seconds in. They take away 2 inhibitors and looking to take down the third, but now with a grab, they go through Frost. Nave goes in for the Ruby DD in the backline. Fury will have to run away as they get themselves a double kill. Paquito and Tanner down and out. Make that a triple out the back of a Batizi. And Corinthians completely impossible. Number 7 is theirs. And with it, the championship from Matt Miracle Maker. Chimbo have made it. They are your Mpl Latam 2025 champions.
They have a legacy of success in the traditional sports, now riding their legacy in pursuit of the Latin American Immortal Cup. This is Corinthians, your champions of Mpl Latam Season 3.
It was absolute cinema, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't think it was gonna end so soon. I thought they're gonna buy some time, but hey, we were wrong. Corinthians Chimbo just calling it down the mid lane. They said we have one wave, we gotta run it and gun it, and that's what they did. 3 months of blood, sweat, and tears. They ended it all. They went through. I think the Jushin was trying to buy some time, but they didn't really need that. They didn't have the damage to clear out the Lord. Chimbo have done it from history in sports, now bringing it to esports, and they've taken away the MLBB crown in Latam.
Goodness gracious. Very cool to see what happened in the arena. Everybody's celebrating right now. New kings of Latam are finally crowned. Congratulations, Corinthians.
Man, congratulations indeed, and not just congratulations to Corinthians, but congratulations to everyone working behind the MLBB Latam scene, as well as Vay here. Congratulations, Vay, we've made it. We did it. It is 3 months long indeed that we have hit the pinnacle, and oh my goodness, what a way to end it. Game number 7, a comeback is what they did.
Oke.
And they made it happen, man. I'm
Di
telling you,
sini yang
you know
menang
why,
Corinthians,
Vay?
guys, dan
I
dia
got my
akan
prediction
mewakili
right too.
Mpl Latam di
Closing out the season. Congrats,
MSC
Kronos. Yay!
2025.
Hey, at least you didn't jinx this one, man. Good for you, really. I'm happy for
I'm telling you, man, every other prediction I probably got wrong, but only the semifinals and the finals I get right. See? The curse turns into a blessing in the finals. I got it right this time. Chef Flick, man, he got warmed up. I told you, he was marinating them. He found the opening. He seasoned it really right. Got
of me playing the higher boost.
Yeah, yes it.
on the 7th of June of Mpl Latam Season 3 to see who's next to take it to the MSC. I think is for
Probably Akibi would also be closed off. Let's see how it goes for both sides of these teams.
It definitely is looking like both these teams want to put on a showcase for the Immortals. That's what this is for, the prize for the big championship. They slot in the MSC. Call it whatever you may. It's something.
Matter of
For a reason. The more they are giving aggression in the hands of Luis, the more they have a chance to pick up the victory.
That is a pretty good setup though so far. Right now for Influence Rage, they can pick up a, what's this, a Farsha. Since it's not banned out, good AoE control here and there. But Dogs is still open if ever Corinthians want to try to pull off those setups from Hetsu and Louise. And if you want to go head to head with a Joy, a Suyo is still wide open if ever.
No, I don't think Suyo is a great shot here. Suyo, after the new nerf he received with the magic defense being actually lower, I feel like Khotun can just walk in with the electrifying beats and just get the kill. However, the Farce is a good shot for Chan. Even though they have the AOG on the other side, this is quite daring indeed coming in from Influence Rage. That just means how much they trust Chan in this draft. And over here, I was going to say Lucas is one of the only picks that's left in the jungle. They get that Lucas take. Dong in the EXP or Roam, again, depending on what Influence Rage have to offer until the last pick, right?
I feel like it's going to be a Badang EXP, knowing that Jesus is the one who tries to do a lot of setups. But for Influence Rage, though, closing off that, you need a stopper. You need someone to just like tank all the damage, and you're still here and there. Uranus is still open if ever, because you already have enough burst power, or even a Hilda if you want to try to keep up that pace. So that also works well, you know. So let's see. Or an Esmeralda can be nice to just pick off the shield. But turns out they want to go with that Cho for a pickup game for Influence Rage.
I'm telling you, man, it's that Cho. It's been the key to victory for both these teams in both the games. A 1-to-1 off the back of the aggressive plays, off of the back of the mistakes that's forced out thanks to the Cho. While you're taking a look at the draft that's set, you can take a look at the crowd as well. They're ecstatic with what's going on. A lot of cosplayers. Everyone's there rooting for their favorite teams. You can see kids coming out as well. They play Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Moms, pops, everyone wants to see that. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set indeed. I think, Vay, who do you think is going to take this one?
Okay, for now, looking at team compositions, I really like Corinthians' setup type of play. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, indeed, with the series tied 1-to-1, Game 3 is becoming heavier and heavier. It's becoming the breaking point. This is where the champions will start separating themselves, not in skill, but in mental strength, in adaptability, and raw will. Influence Rage Corinthians locked and loaded, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 3 in this best-of-7 grand finals.
Okay, a good start indeed from Corinthians, trying to gun down Paquito. But I feel since they are playing in on also a little bit of replay, same concept on the first game, Paquito is going to be very active on like picking anybody off, or even looking at somebody to just be a menace run on the map. There's no teleportation being activated, unlike the second game. So far, Influence Rage, they are still gaining in a good time, and even Hotun can try to maneuver over a little bit quicker because he's on the joy.
Oh, you can see they go for the flash-to-flash combo. Flick has a lot of damage, catches Paquito. He's unlucky that he didn't hit the level 4. Otherwise, that would have been first blood right there. But seems like he could force out at least a lot more. They don't bait out the flicker, so I think that could have been a slight bit of important factor for Influence Rage, not losing out Paquito's flicker, so he can definitely make more aggressive plays in these neutral objectives.
Quite good to see how they want to try to play it out also, because right now if you see the positioning, the Paquito is just all eyes on deck, and seeing how aggressive Hotun tries to jungle, unlike on the Hanzo's pathway of the jungling pattern. So I feel like they have a little bit of nudge there, but at the end of the day, it's just on a matter of how they want to try to play out the first fight.
Oh, wait, Unleashing the Beast, not yet, but the flash-to-flash combo goes through as well. They bait out the Revitalize, and finally, here comes Flick with the Shockwave Blast. They're able to get first blood on hands of Frostnave, and now forcing the equation with the Jikundo combo, able to get the kill. Chan picks it up for himself, as now Hesu being traded at the same time. That is a 1-to-1, Corinthians and Influence Rage.
Pretty good so far, and even for Nave getting that good early game, it's good for the Kimmy, but Influence Rage gets to equalize so far because they're looking out for the turtle.
Oh yeah, and you can see Hesu goes with the fist back combo, able to force out Hotun to get out of harm's way, and now in the neutral objective, they want to get themselves the turtle. They come through, and he's able to get that retribution. Hotun finds it, and they take out Flick. Good position coming in from Chan, as the feathered airstrike is able to dish out the damage.
Okay, a good setup indeed, and a little bit of a clutch of a retribution play. Still, it is stolen away from Corinthians, and since they created that bit of a gold lead, it is good for Influence Rage's side. And since you wanna try to
look for objectives later on. It's just a matter of buying time moments because Paquito is eyeing on Jimmy.
Oh my god, they catch Frost and Nave, but here comes the AOG to try and catch Paquito. Here comes Shino as well. The shield unit to try to buy some time. Saman forced to drop down. Opatizi out the damage, but they're able to disperse. They're able to get on Harden's way. And again, Vey, it's that feathered airstrike. It's Chan. He has been so good forcing mistakes from Corinthians.
I feel like because of getting up that Farsha pick, it also creates a lot of space for them, right? It feels more freely for Chan to just dish out those damage. Unlike on the Jusen, it's more enabled now than ever. And since you're able to utilize well so far in the early game, for me, Influence Rage is just getting a good grip so far, so it's still pretty good on their side. Still, things are still lining up on their side, but if ever they want to try to fight, it's right now.
Yeah, the Revitalize already popped. Feather Airstrike coming through as well. Luis is taken out low. He can still go for the engage with the AOG, but doesn't want to commit because there's no backup, there's no follow-up coming through from Corinthians at this point.
And looking at Influence Rage, their positioning right now, though, it's just a little bit of a replay on what happened in game number 1. They just trying to find their footing. They just try to find a way to just enter in and barge against Corinthians. Because timing is key. Because even though right now, though, Luis trying to make a play.
Speaking of timing, they get it right this time with the way of the dragon connect to Luis and the feathered airstrike. Man, this Farsa has been doing a lot of work, putting in a lot of work. The moment Luis is not present, knows that the threat of the AOG is not going to be there, and they force another turtle. They take that away right under the noses of Corinthians. 2 turtles in their hands, and Corinthians, yes, they have a double marksman kind of composition, but if they're getting zoned out of the team fights, what can they do?
Getting zoned out, I feel it's just a matter of how do you want to try to create the space, because Influence Rage really, they see in some moments if they can try to enter, they will. But for right now, the Corinthians, I don't think that they are in a capacity to just go head to head with Influence Rage's fight, because like in this position right now, no one can get even close to Influence Rage.
Yeah, man, Chan, you saw that, right, Vey? That was just 2 shots from the feather airstrike. Upatizi was lucky he was alive there. And Chan is only level 7. He hasn't built the core items yet. I'm not really sure if he's even built the lightning truncheon at this point, because that's one of the key items that's required. You can see they go for the Netsunata as well. If they pair that up with a lot of Sky Piercer stacks for Fury, sheesh, it looks like Corinthians might be having a really hard time.
A lot of damage, but at the same time though, I'm actually curious because Corinthians, their main setup is between Hesu and also Luis. If ever they can jump in, they can.
Chino trying to survive. AOG comes through as well. They're trying to catch one, but Chino gets taken down instantly, and now Hesu's next to follow. Fury has the damage. La Furia is online. La Cabra is doing everything possible as they find Chan Frost. Laname with a traction pulse and the damage in the midst of a team fight, able to single out Chan.
I mean, good eyes, to be honest. He was hidden on that bush until a little bit of a misstep, and then like Frost just came in at the right moment. And looking right now though on the turtle cam, Influence Rage Hotun is still really focused on those neutral objectives. Sure, they win and lose some.
Yeah, they can't give up, to be honest. Right at this point, they shouldn't give up any possible advantage. But feels like Influence Rage just know how to play against Corinthians. And it feels like the kryptonite to Corinthians' playstyle. It feels like the kryptonite to what Corinthians can do overall. Because again, Corinthians started early a game really strong, and then Influence Rage just halted the movement, halted the tempo of Corinthians, and all of a sudden, Influence Rage are ahead. They're
pretty good playing so far, because right now you are at the point where Corinthians, they just want to try to gank up. Here's the thing about that though, you gotta make a movement like this.
traction pulls to pull back Paquito, and I think that's the opening that they were looking for. But look at the resources that are baited out from Corinthians, though. Zaman Force already gone. Revitalize is not going to be present. Jesus Flicker is not online. So all that just to kill a roamer. On the other side, the clear should be coming in quite easily as well. And at this point, it feels like Corinthians have to give out so much just to get one small piece of the pie.
I mean, if ever they you wanna see a play, you make a play. But a lot of the times you can't really just force it out again and again. Sure, it worked against Paquito because, he is the frontliner there, but they really need to prioritize of that gold funneling if ever they want to go head to head with Influence Race, because if it's not, it's going to be a problem.
This is what Chan can do. Zone you out from right underneath your own turrets as they try to siege at the mid lane tier 1. But Corinthians have the clear to try and get it out. They have Frostelnave, who hasn't gone down a single time. Upatizi still not gone down a single time. So that's some good news still for Corinthians that they're able to scale to that point. But Influence Rage, man, they're getting into the heads of Corinthians. The recall taunts from Paquito, the recall from Chan, the recall from Fury, from Hotun. I've only not seen Chino do this entire series, so feels like Corinthians, they're not able to play. They're like a caged bird at this point. Speaking of the bird, the feather airstrike comes down. You can see they're forcing so much through as they're blitzing the Lord. They get in their favor as well. Influence Rage are just completely conquering the pace and dictating how they want the Corinthians to play.
And of course, right now they are looking for any mispositionings that if ever Paquito wants to make a play, they can. Because looking at the drafts of Corinthians, they can really just try to mix and match with that Gato Kacha and Badam, but for some reason, it's not as aggressive that we thought it would be. And since they are quite an easy target if ever Influence Rage want to charge in with all of their firepower coming in right now. Because
my God. Look, again, those are resources baited out, but yes, the biggest resource here is Paquito on his flicker, so that's going to give some breathing room for Corinthians, and that means he's not going to be able to dish out a lot more damage. But look at what Hotun goes for. He goes for the Wishing Lantern, understanding the assignment, knowing that they're going to be super tanky, so just getting that quite early on, 10 minutes, 11 minutes into the game. That is the third item that you usually go for on a Joy. But here the traction pulls try and pull them back. Chan, the feather airstrike again, so beautiful position, unleashing the beast. Here comes the rest of the cavalry. They're able to pick off Hesu, who was a slight bit out of position, but Paquito did not hesitate, went for the way of the dragon.
I mean, so far so good and lighting quite well for Influence Rage. The pushback, though, given the area was created and the pressure is definitely on, but for Influence Rage, so they can just barge in at any time. And looking at the trade-off, though, for so far, right now, it's a little bit of a misconception of okay, sure, you get a kill, you get some gold, but Influence Rage traded far more than that because it's a low kill game right now. It's not about how you want to gain that Skypiercer stack here and there, but the turrets though, how Influence Rage try to suppress and also manage theirs so well right now. Corinthians, they really have to make a play if ever they want to survive this game tree.
And I asked for adjustment, right, from both these teams, especially Influence Rage and Corinthians. Corinthians didn't get the double marksman down, but look at what Influence Rage did. They turned it around, and I am loving this adjustment that's coming from Influence Rage. They're not chasing kills, man. They're chasing map control, because I know you mentioned the map, but look at it. The towers only got a slight bit of a damage now. 12 minutes in the game. Corinthians are not looking comfortable, but here Hotun tries to bait out Luis, and yes, they did. Meanwhile, Paquito in the back line goes for the flicker away of the dragon, finds himself a double kill. His Fury definitely online, ladies and gentlemen. He is 3-0-1, dishing out so much damage on the Granger.
Okay, even if right now they do have a strong front to back for Corinthians, I don't know what happened to them. But Influence Rage, they are definitely pressing back, bringing in that moment, bringing in and recalling that energy the first game to take back what. Looking at the positionings, of course, they are going to wait for the right moment, buy time for that Lord, because Influence Rage is definitely suppressing from the middle lane.
Yeah, and right now they're trying to go through as well. The bot side, so many minions coming through. You can see Chan with the Feather Airstrike zoning them out. They're able to clear the wave, but it's taking them so much. It's taking 5 members of Corinthians to do so. And now the Lord is so full HP. They should be able to get that inhibitor quite easily, not paying the price, just sacrificing the Lord. But the rest of the waves coming through as well. Hotun goes to the back line, tries to disarm the damage, but here's the AOG, catches too. And now they go for the clapback. He gets into the flash and flash combo, but Kito overextended quite a bit, but the damage from Fury, oh my goodness, with the Death Sonata, he's able to pick up the kill, and that was Opatizi. The goal later started on, they find Flick at the same time. Fury is unleashing his fury in the land of Dawn. Influence Rage have found the opening, they've exposed the weaknesses of Corinthians. The minion wave marching down the mid lane, and this might be all she wrote, but Hesru, he goes for the fist crack combo, he finds Chan, and now Hotun trying to get the kill, but they cannot catch Fury. He's La Cabra for a reason, as Hotun is trying to find the opening. Fury, Frost Nave, the only one left standing, as finally Corinthians have Opatizi back up online. Influence Rage, man, they're putting on a display.
Definitely to keep up. You will like. But right now, Influence Rage, they gotta give a little bit of space, a little bit of breathing room, because you don't want that blunder coming in of forcing a lot of the fights and enemy high ground. So you want to give that a little space, you want to play it a little bit safe. Buy time, still putting on pressure, still putting on good rage and also wait, because you want to wait for that, or you want to wait for that sure push, or if ever, you want to make a play right here, right now. If initiated by Corinthians, Influence Rage can easily take over.
Man, that Hesu play, he caught me off guard. He just went. That was the opening. That was the opening they so badly needed. But Fury is just not able to die. He's just not going down.
Because looking at the position right now for Influence Rage, the pressure is there. Corinthians, though, they really need to clean out their waves. And since there are a lot of timings that you really need to play ahead with this, so Influence Rage, they want to clear out their Lord as fast as possible. See, even if they want to try to invade, they actually did.
And they actually go for it as well. Louise trying to survive as much as he can, but the damage coming in from Fury is way too much. He's godlike indeed. They find it 7-0-1 KDA, but look at Hotun in the back line, trying to be a distraction. Flick goes into the flash-to-flash combo, unleashing the beast at the same time. Electrifying beats comes through, and now Chino is trying to create the separation, but look at Chan, man. Again, he has the Feather Airstrike tied to get them, but Fury finds Hesu again. He's doing this. He cannot be letting this happen. Corinthians need to punish them. Fury is left open the entire time. No one to reach him whatsoever. And now they're zoning out the rest of Corinthians. I don't think they even need the Lord. The damage they dishing out is way too much. Zaman Forces drop down. Feather Airstrike comes through. AOG to cancel it out. The minions are not present, but here they come. And Influence Rage take game number 3.
2-1, a clear victory on stage. Everybody's celebrating, but wait a little minute, because it is still on game number 3. Rocky boat for right now, but so far looking pretty good and pretty light for Team Influence Rage. They found a solution, they tried to suppress it, but so far, what can Corinthians do to come back from this game right here? Because to me, though, looking at the highlights, the drafts, I love their drafts very much because it kind of gives the early potential. If ever you want to make a play, you can make a play. But again, I don't know what happened, and Influence Rage just sniffed out of that movement, and somehow, someway, a single pickup hero is way more aggressive than the AoE can be provided by Corinthians, was just able to take over like that. And I feel like because of that Influence Rage, they know they have that momentum, they know they have that firepower, and they can just go in of that run and gun playing style, was just taken away as the identity from Corinthians in game number 3.
Man, they've just stolen away the style. They've just taken away what the other side can do completely. There's no possible way for them to come out with any answers whatsoever. Corinthians need to change that. I mean, they need to change the way that they're kind of approaching the draft entirely, right? They're slotting Frostanavi on a Kimmy, but that means he doesn't have a lot of control in these team fights. He's the one that's relying on the damage. Yes, Frostanavi didn't get taken down many times in this game, but are the fruits bearing? Are the fruits being born? Because the way that Influence Rage are just taking these fights, man, highlight plays after highlight plays, but again, yes, you have all of that, but who's going to take down La Cabra? Who's going to take down Fury?
At this point, though, it's just really racking up a lot of gold. Looking at the Skype Pearson, the second item, and a 10-02 KDA. My goodness. This guy is just really on a high, and I feel like all that adrenaline on that stage unexpected, to be honest. Looking at first and also second game, it is on a 17-minute mark right now. And see, endurance, Chronos. If your first and second game was just really that enticing and also tiring, you would probably want to try to finish up the game, and probably a little bit of a mishap or a slip up. And so that's why I feel like at this crucial point, I don't think it's just all about the draft anymore. Because, as I've said before, I really love Corinthians' draft, but execution-wise, I really don't know what happened. And because of those little, I feel like the play they try to work around against Influence Rage in this third game, it really took a toll on them. Because looking at that goal difference over time, it was just way too much to just go ahead and gain back. And they couldn't even have a single turret damage against Influence Rage. Right now, it's just wrapped up so well, and this goes to show that Influence Rage, Hotun can perform at that assassin jungler too, you know. And I mean, it's just a matter of time at this point.
Clean, man. That game was clean. They got themselves no turrets, Corinthians. Just, they couldn't, but they didn't make Influence Rage uncomfortable for even a split second. And you can take a look again, being in the arena, Influence Rage is going crazy. And if I'm not wrong, that is Fury himself, right? Fury is the one that's awakened. If you look at the seat positioning, man, Fury is towards the end, right? He's the last person. But the first one you see get up and try and go ahead is Fury after the game is over. So he's walking out of his chair, walking halfway, he's coming and screaming at the rest of Corinthians, saying, "Hey guys, you think I was underrated? You think Upatizi's better than me? You think so many other goal leaders are better than me?" But they are not. He is showing up, and I feel like, hey, if he keeps up the way he's playing, I'm telling you, man, that La Cabra is gonna stick. It's gonna stick with him. Totun called it. I'm just here to advertise and market it. That's it.
Kudos a salesperson now for that name. And, right now, though, looking at how they play, it just really kind of lights it up. It's a little bit different off that PH playing style that I kind of know on my how they if you ever sniff out that moment, you make that moment happen. I don't know what happened. Again, probably it's something that you want to try to consider because it is an offline game. It's also an offline test. But hey, you guys are professional. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of things that you want to try to consider here and there. And a new evaluation coming in for that split second. Number 4 is just right around the alley.
Right around the corner, just around the curb, right there. You peek in, all of a sudden you're going to see game number 4 pop up just saying that, hey, we're right here. But before we get there, the MVP going to be Fury, of course, at 10-0-2 on the KDA, man. 41% damage dealt, 75% killed participation. This guy is an absolute monster on this Granger here.
I mean, again, this is basically a giveaway on how he contributes to the team. How he made great plays on how do you want to try to zone everybody out. But the last hit stuff, it was so on point for Fury to just take a lot of things. It's not the typical flashy plays, but I feel like because on the Stranger, it's just more efficient on how you want to try to take away those last hits, those crucial hits. So because of those plays, I mean, really well-deserved MVP.
Hey man, he stacked himself up. He was running and gunning just like how Corinthians like to do with that Ranger instead from influence range. And I think you and I were calling it as well, right? He got the Sky Piercer, didn't get a lot of kills. When he gets them, he's going to be hurting, he's going to be a problem, and that's what he did. He got himself the Sky Piercer. And then, guys, it's a snowball. What happens when you give Ranger Sky Piercer 5 kills, front line, nobody able to catch him, no assassin do anything? Do we really need to explain at that point? Do we really need to try and tell you the words like, hey, there is no one to dive on the Granger. He can just dash, skill 1, poop, 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 dash, skill 1, dash, ult, dash, ult. That's what he's going to do. And that's what he did. He was able to beat Flick on a 1v1, man. Come on. That's absolutely nasty at this point. You're not supposed to give them any sort of comfort picks.
How is it, Kudos? Oh, pew.
And then all of a sudden he dashes back. He has two hands instead. He's actually uses one, and then he has 4 bullets and he pulls out the big one. He uses the shoot, and then he dashes back and he does that again, and then he shoots, and then he shoots, and he keeps shooting, and then all next thing you know, he's just shooting Corinthians' chances to become Mpl Latam champions.
Taken away in one game. This is like a tug of war, Chronos. 1-1. What will happen in game number 4? Because mentality-wise, I feel like it's also going to play in a factor. Probably from the first game, it brings out that fire because, hey, signature picks here and there getting turned out. And then the second game, sure, they rage on against Influence Rage, which is good for them. And since third game, I feel like in some way, it's somewhat of a stop. So if ever you want to go head-to-head on this one, it's somewhat of a wake-up call that you need to find a solution against Influence Rage.
They're breaking down Corinthians, man. They're breaking them down piece by piece. They when you have a car or a bike, when you gotta take out the engine, take a look at what's wrong, what the problem is. They're piecing them apart at this point, and they're doing it so well. Corinthians have no answer. We've seen the same thing go on in the upper bracket finals. It's happening once again in the grand finals in a best of 7. Influence Rage are picking them apart piece by piece, play by play. They're picking them apart in draft, and it just doesn't feel good if you're a Corinthians fan. Yes, I would like Corinthians to try and take it as well. I would like to see a best of 7 go all the way. But if this is the way that it continues, Influence Rage, man, the rage is real.
And I mean, you can feel that hunger though, since both of these teams are just really trying to set up on that legacy. trying to chase on that immortality road that leads up to MSC. So both are really trying to turn their way up, and typically the only way that you can finish up, because the force game is coming in your way. The drafting phase already begun, and Fanny being banned off, still a respect though. Could be banned here. Somewhat of a template ban, but let's see what their strategy is for this recent lineup, because I really like to see a Fredrin Matilda or a Foxia Matilda from Influence Rage. That could just be a takeaway point for them.
I am not the only one down by
The point is going to be important. They need to make it even, otherwise it's going to look difficult for Corinthians. This is going if Influence Rage take this, it's going to be match point, Bay. It's going to be match point, and I don't think that's where Corinthians want to put themselves.
Right now, though, no Phobias, no Kalia, still a possibility of a Hayabusa still opening up. Will a Harris get banned here?
Chip, no?
Yeah, it's a matter of either Chip or Harris, because looking at the priorities, it shifted again. Influence Rage is on the first pick here. If ever they want to try to let it go, I feel like it's not as aggressive as Paquito on the Cho though, so they gotta be really careful if ever they want to play up that chip.
Yeah, I feel like this chip's definitely going to be something that they need to go for. Again, Paquito, he did try to make it work in game number 2, right? But just didn't work out. But here they take away the Boxia, man. This Boxia is going to be a crucial pick, a crucial factor that's not going to be present in the draft phase, of course, for Influence Rage now. And I feel like that's what they think was the difference maker, but it wasn't. Now they deny the joy, take the joy in the hands of Paquito, or rather Hotun, who's had a brilliant game, who's had a brilliant series so far. And I feel like he definitely deserves what he's getting at this point. With this joy being denied away from Flick, Corinthians need to find a way to bounce back. Otherwise, it's gonna be ever so difficult, because they don't have the Fanny, they don't have the Hayabusa, the Joy is taken off the table. This is some of key heroes for Flick's hero pool, and apart from that, what's left is probably the Hanzo, maybe the Fredrin. If they need to pick up a Fredrin in the first phase, otherwise Influence Rage might just take this game as well, just because there's no one to stop the Joy.
Your team is picking.
Oh, they go for the Harriet, they get themselves a Cho. Again, the one who's being aggressive is the one that's getting the victory. This time they get Cho in their favor, making sure they're able to initiate the plays, making sure they're the ones calling the shots. Meanwhile, taking a look at the camp of Corinthians, there's not a lot of smiles, there's not a lot of motivation, there's not a lot of adrenaline. It looks like they're very it looks like I don't know if they're calm, but it doesn't look like they're excited, it doesn't look like they're happy. They look like they're under pressure, if anything. But on the side of Influence Rage, you're seeing smiles, you're seeing laughs, and that just might be a difference maker. Now leaving Chip open, and again a Granger in the hands of Influence Rage. Put that in the hands of Fury. Not looking good for Corinthians.
I mean, and also perspective-wise, it's quite different. For Influence Rage, it's the fire they want to try to bring in. It's the new blood rising for a championship. But on the other hand, the Corinthians, I kind of feel like the pressure is definitely a little bit heavier, because you have 2 imports. You gotta live up to that name. And since they are trying to adjust on what happened in game number 1, 2, and also 3 at the same time. So it is a problem they would like to address on how. But so far, though, a good solution against the Joy. Picking up that Fredrin for Corinthians. The question is, though, will it be flexed to the EXP or will it be taken as a jungler for now? Because if ever they want to bring out the jungler, a Kimmy would be good for Corinthians if they still want to stick to what they know and what they want to do best. Because they need a main damage dealer if ever. A good eye for banning out the Benedetta, because there is a potential of Hesu bringing out his signature pick. A good sniff for that ban.
I think, yes, the good sniff for the ban indeed. They don't want them to dive into the back line, given the fact that this Fredrin's definitely, I feel like this Fredrin's definitely going to go in the jungle here, just because of how the Joy can be neutralized, how the chip can be neutralized. Well, the Fredrin's a great pick coming through. They ban out the glue just to make sure Fredrin doesn't get countered. The Benedetta taken away just not to add insult to injury to their side. But over here, they need to take out the Jushin, which is very important. Why? Just so that the Fredrin is let loose a little bit. The Fredrin has more room to play around with and more room to dish out a lot more damage at this point. And apart from that, it's looking like Influence Rage might have put themselves in this precarious situation.
Banning out the Matilda is good because they need an in and out composition, but this doesn't close off the possibility of Corinthians picking up the Faramis if ever they want to try to play that extended team fight, that typical push and pull type of team fight, because they do have the potential to do that, because you don't want to go up against a Granger and a Joy and not be able to play out on that extended team fight, especially you're also against the chip. Sure, they can go aggressive coming in that game, but the potential of just eating out of the arena, of the area, is also pretty good. A good stopper though, Selena, but so far a lot of magic damage coming in from Corinthians. What can Influence Rage do?
What can they do? A lot more aggression from the side of Corinthians. It's looking like a cleaner draft from Corinthians, not gonna lie. Influence Rays though, need to find an answer. They have the team fight. They need something that can change the pace of the game. Maybe a Gatotkacha, just because you have the ability to drop in an AOG to make the slight bit of a difference.
Well, you're praying for that moment right now because a Chusen is getting banned as the last one. A Kimmy Badam getting picked up by Influence Rage. This is kind of reverse Uno card for Corinthians because it's the same idea on how they want to try to play around. But on the other hand, the Corinthians, they really want to go aggressive on this one. So, I feel like they can try to counter in because they know their own strategy better than anyone else. So, let's see how they want to try to execute this. Because the last pick for Corinthians, again, will the Fredrin be an EXP or a jungler? If ever they want to pick up a jungle assassin, still available for a Suyo, a great escapability, but a Lucas is their solution. They want to play a little bit tanky.
Yeah, I think they get that Lucas. That Lucas in the EXP lane. They have the pickoff. They looking to. This draft is just to counter the draft that's coming through from the chip, right? But you can see they take a page out of their own book. Wei, if I'm not wrong, is Influence Rage's draft starting to look a lot more like Corinthians slowly?
Yeah, it's a switcheroo, Kronos. It's a switcheroo for game number 4. Let's see, at the end of the day, execution is the key, because it's just only the draft. What can they do right now for game number 4?
Yeah, because Game 4 begins, ladies and gentlemen, and Influence Rage are looking ruthless. They're not just winning, they're dismantling Corinthians piece by piece, draft by draft, fight by fight. They've got the tempo, they've got the confidence and the hunger to end this. If Corinthians don't flip the script now, this could turn into a massacre.
And you do not want that, because at the early game, the Corinthians is just getting down right now. Luis, will he?
my God! Just when you said it's gonna turn, just when I said it's gonna turn into a massacre, Influence Rager showing why it could. Again, the Hesu here playing as aggressive as he can just to buy enough time. The Hotun comes in with the rhythm. Hesu able to get out of harm's way, able to survive, and that's some good news for both these teams.
Pretty good so far, because at this Puzzle Frost playing that Selena and Cho combination, the aggressiveness will be leveled up again and again. So since Influence Rage is just basically playing whatever Corinthians is trying to cook up in the third game, I feel like this would be a very good way to just, well, try to recover and try to take back of a point that they lost or gain another for a match point.
Oh, electrifying beats already used onto Hesu. Goes for the flash-to-flash combo, but Hotun has a lot more damage. He's level 4 already. This could be the slight bit of a difference maker. And seems like Paquito here has not found the opening. He has to use the Y walk. Oh, Fury taking out low. Upatizi getting the better of him. Drops an emote. I want to see what emote that was.
A lot of emotes coming here and there, so if ever you want that emote, don't forget to top up at Modoxus.com. Because right now, the Influence Rage, they are starting that turtle, but Corinthians, they don't want to give that up.
Yeah, I think right now you can see the turtle getting started already. Flick is getting started. Hesu unleashes the beast. Meanwhile, on the top side, the 1v1 Upatizi might just get the kill on Fury, but here dropping out a shortcut as they get the kill. First blood in the hands of Influence Rage, however, as Hesu gets taken down. And now, yes, they got themselves a turtle, but is that what they needed more than anything? They're looking to control the map, and Influence Rage are really good at that.
Okay, right now though, Corinthians, they put up a good pace though so far, but not enough to take over Influence Rage yet. As long as they can meet up those expectations of an early aggressive play, I'm pretty sure Influence Rage is standing on pretty strong.
Influence Rage definitely started out pretty strong indeed so far. Getting the kill. They lose out the neutral objective, but look at the goal lead. It's still not slipped away. Chan having a difficult time here, thanks to Frost Lame's range with the Abyssal Arrow. But Hesu, man, this guy has been doing a lot of work in the EXP lane. He's been dominating the EXP side the entire time. Chino has been like he's not been the standout plays. He's not done a lot, but he's keeping up with Hesu to make sure Hesu is not dishing out quite a lot of damage, nor is he being too much of a problem. But here, speaking of problem, ooh, that was difficult.
Mischievous
shortcut,
of course, because the shortcut is open.
Yeah, you can see with the traction post pulling the back as well as the Mind Force drop down with the Appraisers right to get the kill. Hotun and Paquito to fall down. Hesu goes through with the flash combo, and that is enough as Corinthians say they're done. They don't want to play the game the Influence Rage are playing. They want to play their own as they find another. The Abyssal Arrow connects to Chan. He is forced to flicker out. And like, he's still being annoying. He's still taunting, man.
You're having fun with it, definitely, because you know what, right now it's just one of the ways that you can do, because, okay, on top.
Oh no, on the top side, you can see Upatizi dropping on Zaman Force, but oh my goodness, he goes for the fist crack combo. Chino hands a kill on a silver platter to Fury.
You don't want that keep on happening, because Upatizi going back a good call that no damage dealer is present there, so Influence Rage can get that turtle quite easily.
Yeah, Influence Rage definitely got themselves that turtle, but again, look at the space that Paquito is able to create, right, for the rest of Influence Rage. He's being so aggressive. He's maximizing the utility that the ship can provide. And now Upatizi, yes, he has to defend, but he definitely needs some backup, and that's why you can see Luis coming through as well. Paquito finally spots him out as well, using the Shunpo to try and dodge that stun. And look at the items, Vay. 2 Thunderbelts on the side of Corinthians already.
I mean, that level of respect and that level of investing into it. Because they know they're going up against bursty heroes, so you really gotta rack up those stacks if ever you want to play those Thunderbelts right. And I'm actually eyeing on the Granger though. Fury already having a 100 strike and also the Sky Piercer. So it'll be quite of a good sight if ever going head to head with Corinthians and racking up a lot of kills. Won't be easy,
That's
but
one of my
it's
favorite emotes. That's one of my favorite emotes. Haha, well played, bro. That's what he's saying the entire time because Flick has been trying, man. It just feels like Flick has been. It just Corinthians don't feel like the top tier team that we've seen them to be throughout the entire season, at least during the rush of the playoffs, right? Influence Rage have just made it look like this is another team. To be honest, for Influence Rage, it doesn't feel like they're just playing a normal series. Corinthians are really having to fight tooth and nail to get any sort of advantage.
Because right now, though, I mean, the question that kind of hangs onto my mind is that what happened and what play can you make? Because a lot of the Corinthians lineup is the one who should be making the plays, but for some reason, Influence Rage just, well, you know what, they rage over them. So I feel like because of that solution, they already know what to do. Corinthians, they just respond so far, but hey, being aggressive in the mid lane kind of helps a little bit because you want to get that turtle and everybody's just eyeing on that right now.
That is a neutral objective, so both these junglers definitely want to get themselves that turtle soup. But yeah, look at Hotun waiting for the right time, has the rhythm, goes there as well. But at the same time, Hesu goes in with the electric. Oh no, it was actually taken away by Hotun after unleashing the beast, and now you can see Chino gets caught up. Flick has the damage indeed. Flash to flash combo coming through in addition out the damage as finally they get Chino, the first one to fall in that fight. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, taken down and out after being mispositioned, and now another abyssal arrow connects. This could be the triple that they're looking for. Frostlet Nave is online. Shortcut is dropped down, but again, instantly burst down as well. Corinthians finding the opening, finding answers, and now they're forcing Hotun and Fury out of their own jungle.
Quite well, quite good. The aggression of Frostlet Nave using that Selena is finally online. The question is, though, can they keep on suppressing on what they do right now?
Yeah, man, these arrows are connecting hard, and they're able to dish out a lot of damage, able to disrupt the flow that Influence Rage are looking for. They lose out two, they lose out in the inhibitor. And now it feels like Corinthians have finally found their footing, finally finding momentum after 3 games. This is game number 4, and this is what we want to see Corinthians pull up every single time.
They definitely live up to that expectation, and they need to maintain that. Because if ever they feel that adrenaline high just so quickly and they let go of it, it's going to be a big problem. Because right now, Paquito is just eyeing on that shortcut.
Oh yeah, he did use the shortcut as well, and here comes Chino along with Chan. You have the abyssal arrow from Frost, though. That has to be respected. That has to be watched out for, because every time there's a fight, that arrow is just coming from afar. Influence Rage really need to keep an eye out for that. Just not only that, there's also Louise who's looking to come at them. There's Flake that has a lot of chain CC. Hesu doing the same. So Frostlet Nave really just free to do a lot of damage and a lot of the pickoffs as Louise went for one, baiting out the Purify from Paquito.
I mean, so far, so good, because right now, they still want to continue that fight, because Corinthians is just trying to invade in on what Influence Rage is just going to play it out. But since, hey, you have the potential to just roam over as quickly as possible, you also have the potential to just afford to play out from the far lane.
Oh, Paquito taking out solo. Flake actually misses the taunt. The shortcut's already dropped out, but look at Hesu zoning out Chan as well as Hotun, but the electrifying beats come through as well, and now Chino goes for the fist crack combo! He finds 3, but no damage to follow up. Chan is trying to do a lot. Everyone taking out solo. Appraiser's Wrath just to try and survive and sustain the damage coming through as they get themselves the Lord. Hotun tried to go to Frostlet Nave, but look at Fury! He made it! He has the death tsunade. He got the kill, but Louise with the way of the dragon, and the follow-up coming through from Chan. Hotun goes in with the electrifying beats, but they get the shutdown again. Double kill in his hands, but look at Upatizi in the back line. Catches Fury off guard. And now they're going back and forth. It's a tennis match, ladies and gentlemen. It's not Mobile Legends that they're watching. The Lord still marching down the mid lane.
They gotta clear it out, but hey, a good comeback against Corinthians, a good play, a good time by Tino off that fist crack and fist break combo. It was a very sweet sight to see. But hey, let's see how it really goes later on, because right now the Corinthians, they are still finding their footing. I mean, they still have their footing in this fourth game, but Influence Rage is just really starting to show how Fury brings in that Fury literally. Right now, marching on the 11th minute mark, most items is secured on the hands of Fury. A good defensive play that they want to try to bring up from Corinthians, either both from the Lucas and also the Frederick, which is nice. But at the same time, looking at how the Kimmy and also Joy scaling up that easily, Corinthians think better watch out, because mid-game power spike is their time to shine. But Influence Rage, they have the late-game insurance and even the ultra late-game insurance. So you better watch out, even though you are tanky players on Corinthians' side.
They have tanky players indeed, but the damage, speaking about tanky players, they get the Wishing Lantern onto Chen, and now that's going to be a really big problem for them, because that's doing true damage, Wei. That's going to do true damage after the butterflies just go through. And now Corinthians, yes, they have the advantage the entire game. Yes, they still kind of have map control, but Influence Rage, they hit their item power spike. This is what they needed. They have two marksmen. They have a chip to make cross-map plays. They have an assassin to dive to the back line. And of course, Chino is starting to make those plays as well. I said about he's not being highlight plays. He's not making it, but he makes it when it's required. And now Paquito might just go for a shortcut. No, chooses not to do so.
I mean, at this point, it's just him opening up the map. Whatever vision that he can provide for Corinthians, you can do that. Because if ever everybody's up on top, then it's not up for grabs. And since you want to pop off that information that Botun was just down at the bottom lane, distract everybody down to the bottom lane, and then try to invade on that Lord. I mean, like, create that space, create momentum. Because Corinthians do have the potential to just invade in, because even though they have more killing scores, but they really gotta watch out for the momentum-wise of momentum plays by Influence Rage.
Yeah, and not just that, right? Wei, look at the goal lead. It's still evened out. Influence Rage have finally found a way to try and get that in their favor. A shortcut could come through at any point. You can see the taunts going on to him as well. They're trying to force it on Hesso. The flash-to-flash combo already being used. Shockwave Blast comes out as well. Paquito taken out low. But meanwhile, look at Otoni. Goes for the back line. Catches Frost, and now that's the shutdown that they needed. And now a team fight could be broken out. They get the kill in the way of the dragon. But the fist crack combo doing a lot. Fury's trying to kite out. But Opatini drops down the Saban Force. Dishing out the damage. Tino is flickering in and out. He's trying to buy some time, but it's too little too late. D gets taken down. Double kill in the hands of Opatizi. 508 on a Herod. And this is what Corinthians needed. They needed that opening. They needed the power spike. They needed the damage from their goal leader. And oh my God, did he show up today.
Finally, a turning point for Corinthians. They need to take this chance right now. I gotta hand it to Influence Rage. Good eye on picking up Russell Nave, but since you are chased way too back, I feel like it's just a little bit of a misposition. If ever Influence Rage, you're going to replay on into that fight later on. But for right now, late game, you're coming in. Equipment-wise, it won't matter as much, because the timing of the plays is definitely the crucial key if ever you want to try to win out or find a way to just flip the script for this fourth game.
Man, this fourth game was super important indeed. If they didn't get it, it would have been match point for Influence Rage, because they're 2-1 in this best of 7, ladies and gentlemen. Corinthians are looking to end it all 15 minutes in. The Lord is marching on the bot side. It's coming slowly. It's making a ramp walk. It's being led on by Corinthians, and this might be the opening. Fury hasn't had the best of games, but the traction post coming through as well. Look at Frost Lanave being an absolute threat with the Abyssal Arrows, and now Hesu getting into the Nine-Tail Beast form. Shockwave Blast already used, goes with the flash step flash combo, tries to pull him back. Chino went for the fist break, not able to find it, but here comes Flick, gets a ton onto them, but at the same time you can see the damage is dished out, and they find one, make that two, a monster kill in the hands of Upatizi, and that's the third kill down, and now the base crystal is left exposed from the outside. They find four. Hotun is the only one left standing. Will he be able to defend? He tries to go through, but they demolish him, and Corinthians make it 2-2.
Okay, equalize again and again. It won't be an easy fight to start with, but a good win for Corinthians. A little bit of a breather given to them at this crucial point. Able to equalize was a well start to see. It wasn't a great early, but at the end of the day, they know and they sure them to finish it.
And I'm telling you, just when you thought they were down for good, Corinthians strike back. Game 4 goes their way. And this grind finals, ladies and gentlemen, is officially a war right now. We're tied up 2-2. Momentum, though, babe. We've been talking about this the entire day. It is just completely shifted hard at this point.
I mean, there's a bit of a difference here and there. It's just a matter of one slip up. It's just going to dictate and also change how these games are going to play and how they are going to be laid out later on. So I feel like this time a lot of crucial points that they actually try to play it out. But I gotta give it to Corinthians. They handled it so well and gracefully on this fourth game against Influence Rage, even though at the early game, it wasn't through their winning.
Man, it's a treat, isn't it? It's an absolute treat what we're watching. We're just watching some of the best battle it out in Latam. A grand finals worthy of its name, 2-2 so far. And with the way that they're looking at it, the momentum now, Corinthians have taken it. It's a full swing back, right? You can see the Influence Rage camp is not looking as confident. And that pendulum that you were talking about, if it swings completely on one side, it will be a difficult game indeed. As you can see, 3 times the kill score. The goal lead, though, it wasn't by a lot. So Influence Rage didn't really lose out the game by too much. It's just towards the end where they let it slip. But Corinthians, knowing what they had to do, found a key to victory. And it's been Frost Lanave the whole time. Every game so far, he's been the big difference maker.
Because right now, though, for Corinthians, they were able to take back for what's theirs. I feel like, sure, the drafts have shifted to each other, to like cross over, but Flick's Fredrin works pretty well trying to suppress on Hotun, because at the end of the day, leading up to that late game though, nobody was able to burst it down as much, because Fury on this game, he didn't get to rack up a lot of kills, knowing that how tanky these lineup Corinthians brought in for this game. And a faster game given indeed than compared before, and this even ending on the 15-minute and also 56 mark, just kind of shows that how this tug of war and how the perseverance of Corinthians during the play right now finally shows off. Because even looking at that goal difference over time, it really just shows how Corinthians just want to like push and pull during in the games.
Yeah, it's been a tug of war. It's complete push and pull. You're absolutely right. And I think so far, people might say that the Filipino imports have been doing a lot of work for Corinthians, right? But man, these past few games, it's Frost Lanave that's been the difference maker. Right? He's the one that's the difference. Yes, Flick has played an absolute great game with the Fredrin, but that's what the Fredrin is supposed to do against the Joy, right? And Hesu finally, after about 3 games, started showing up, tried to create the space, tried to go through with a dive, with a flash step, with a flash combo. I think that's definitely being a difference maker as well. But Frost Lanave, man, he's taking the cherry on top of the cake. This guy has been creating space. He's been creating opportunities for the rest to follow up on. And, I mean, I voted him as one of my MVPs. I actually sent 2 out, man. Sorry. I know you're supposed to send 1. I sent 2. I sent Frost Lanave and, of course, Upatizi, man. man, the goal lane god himself, the way he did it on that Harriet. Whew, absolutely insane.
I mean, I voted for Upatizi because the Harris was just amazing to see. I feel like it's back to where we started on talking about. We feel that the Harris is a key. But again, it doesn't define it 100%, unlike from the regular season that we've seen before. Because right now you can see that both Fury and also Upatizi head-to-head with the Danger and also Harris. But hey, at the end of the day, MVP of the game by Fognox says it is Upatizi.
You gotta hit that pose, Vay. You gotta hit that pose. The way this guy's been playing, absolute monster. You gotta get that Upatizi. What a monstrous KDA with the Herod. He's been destroying them, man. And I know for a fact that he hasn't been having a great game on the Herod so far in this entire series. But the way that he was dishing out this time with the Upatizi, he's dropping down the Zaman Force, dashing around, maximizing the utility, able to slow down the opposition. And oh my goodness, he was the one who was an absolute threat to the entirety of Influence Rage.
I mean, well, right now you gotta give it to them that how they want to try to fight it out, because hey, it's just game number 4. Sure, it is a best of 7 series. There might be a chance that they would like to have a little bit of a comeback, but let's see how they want to try to play it out. Because if ever that tug of war continues, it might be a chance that it will be a 4-3. Hitting that pose, Kurtos.
Got to, man. Got to. It's Upatizi that's got the MVP. You got to respect the fact that he is still one of the top goal leaders. Yes, people may say he's been there for a long time, but he's got the experience. He's got the gameplay, and he's showing the young guns that he's not out yet. He definitely is a great one. And, you know, Upatizi MVP. You want to be MVP as well? You got to make sure you get the Techno Cam on 40 series, ladies and gentlemen. That helps out, you know? But
good pose.
Hey, I know, right? I want some codes, though, Vay. Give me some codes. Give me my skin, bro. Where's my Naruto skin? You're not giving me nothing for all this. Like, you said you're gonna give me.
we gotta summon Lord Tiago. Will the Lord give us good skin codes? He did. Alright, so everybody who is watching right now at the English screen, go ahead and redeem your skin right now. It's 5kg WN9RJJ. Oh, a lot of JJs here today. And don't forget, take a screenshot, tag us, tag at MLBBR Esports and also MLBBES Esports. So let us know what type of skins that you guys get, because in this MPL series that we see, there's the Wadwad, there's the Benedetta, there's the Franco. So hey, let it see, let us know, redeem the skins, because if ever, Kronos will get the skin first before you guys. But looking at his expression, I think he gets more mag.
Nothing. I'm very unlucky. But you can be lucky. You're not me. You're not the one trying to get the skin. You didn't get it. You'll get it indeed. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want us to wait any further. You get your skin codes. While you're doing that, we're going to call the draft because we are already underway.
Okay, pretty good to see you right now. Still on that Loi band, still on that Fanny band. So far, bands are still template. Hayabusa, Chip, here and there should light up a little bit more.
Is banning.
A little bit more. Let's say push and pull, tug of war. We need to find an answer, man. These teams need to find a way to make things happen, and Corinthians seems like they put the Influence Rage camp under a little bit of stress, because you can see they're not happy as they were before. They're looking a little stressed out at this point, and off the back of Fury, who's been dishing out a lot of the damage, they need that, you know, coming through. And of course, Paquito as well at the same time. He's the one getting up and going front. My bad, it's not been Fury. It's been Paquito, man. This guy is so aggressive, dropping emotes, dropping recalls. I think Corinthians this time, if they, again, game number 5,
Not the only
this is the one that gets the match point.
And I mean, if you want to look, we do have that early good game on the blue side. If ever you want to try to have that head-to-head comparison. The win rate is slightly a little bit higher, but still pretty good, still pretty in a good light to see overall. But since you want to close off that Phobius and also Joy, respect to Corinthians, a Cho denial against Influence Rage is still open, and a Harris Granger pickup or trade-off is still open too. And for Corinthians, so will they still want to play that assassin, or they want to go head-to-head with fighter junglers up against Influence Reach?
The Cho, key piece in every single puzzle. Was the previous game the Cho on the side of Corinthians? I think so, right? Was it not?
They changed back here and there. But last one was set up Corinthians, yes, because Rage is playing on that button.
Cho has 100% win rate in this final so far.
Pretty good. Looking pretty good.
And I feel like Corinthians have found it. They've understood that Cho has been the difference maker. They understood that they need to let Luis play a lot more aggressive. They need to make sure Paquito doesn't play as aggressive as he'd like. And now they steal it away, knowing what impact this Cho can have in the Land of Dawn. That's why it's such a sought after pick at this point. And Influence Rage, they don't, I don't know if they've got it or they've understood it yet, but at this point they take away the Gatotkacha, the Herod. The Granger's left open. It's got to be picked up at this point, otherwise you're going to have a difficult time. Or they could even go for the Kimmy. Just lock in that Granger Kimmy and you're going to have a great time again. You're going to go work out the double marksman. But no, they want to make sure they get that Boxia before it's banned out, even take it away on the other side.
I mean, it is a good consideration if ever they want to do that. I feel like this time they are reverting back on what they want to try to play out. Since the glue all this time was just denied. It was finally getting picked up right now. And Influence Rage, I feel like they are trying to approach this a little bit different and a little bit cover this time, instead of like going in guns blazing with all of those damage dealers getting brought up.
to trick the Reaper.
Yeah, indeed. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, that's what they are fighting it out for. The champion trophy, Mpl Latam. Latin America is what it stands for. Influence Rage on the left side of your screen. And on the right side of your screen is, of course, Corinthians that they're not showing. Coach Blackjacks and the rest of Influence Rage looking like they're getting a little sweaty. And they need to find answers, and they're digging deep into their arsenal, trying to find out what they can ban out. Because after taking out the Faramis, the Jushin banned out from the other side. Corinthians, on the other hand, starting to look a little more confident. You can see some movement, you can see some life come out from their team. This might work out in their favor, or this might not. This is the game that provides match point for either side.
I mean, so far, looking at the trade-offs, a good front to back by Corinthians, but at the same time, same for Influence Rage. So the drafting style didn't really shift as much, but it is definitely being on par for both sides. So it's not just simply responding. It's trying to dictate on its own, but looking at the patterns, it will just probably go down the second phase, on which they want to try to prioritize. Because no Farsha, no Chusin, Louis is already backed out. Will the Selena be brought up again? Because either Fossil, Nave, or Tron is pretty good on that hero, or they'll be backed out later on. Let's see.
Oh, this Farsa already taken out. I think the final ban gonna be the Moskov. Is it? Feels like. I think it's gonna be the Moscow, right? Just because of Corinthians wanting to go for a slight bit of an assassin, maybe they're looking to slot this boxing in the EXP lane, and then that could be a big difference maker. Because
Your team is picking.
oh, they get Kimmy though. Oh, Hanzo is the final ban. They get the Kimmy on their side. Again, running that two kind of marksman lineup on the side of Rage, which got them the victory in game number 3. And now, again, you're forcing Corinthians. What are they going to pick? Are they going to go for another Selena?
If they ever want to go up against a Selena, I feel Frederick will be brought up as a jungler, but a little. But still a possibility though, because you're facing up against people who are going to burst down and a good front to back composition also. But it's a little bit heavy on the Granger.
Selena Lucas, no?
For right
Selena Lucas
now.
Once the crimson
Your
flowers.
team is
Selena Lucas would be fun.
Oh
but
my
there's
god!
not-
Oh my god! This is exciting, man. This is absolutely crazy. We're gonna get to see Esu on a Benedetta. Game number 5 when it's a match point. They pull out some of their most comfort heroes, some of their signature heroes, and even Frost on the Sicilian. Now they get the Lucas in the hands of Hotun. And this is a complete shift in terms of drafting style, right? Corinthians go back to basics. They go back to what they know. They go back to what they want to work. And seems like this might just be the opening that they were looking for.
And let's talk about conditions. Both need to fill up on that early. And for me, current Influence Rage, they will have the potential to hold on the mid. But for right now, though, looking at the lineups for Corinthians, it is looking pretty good. But you gotta be careful. If ever one slip up, you gotta find which hero to just give them the stats or funnel in the goal for them. So that is a crucial part. So let's see how it goes for game number 5.
Hey, 2 wins apiece, 2 teams with everything to prove. And now, game number 5 decides who takes the lead and who gets pushed to the edge. This isn't just a game anymore, ladies and gentlemen. This is a war of belief, endurance, and identity. Influence Rage and Corinthians are locked in a battle of wills. Let's get into game number 5 of Mpl Latam Grand Finals.
Okay, pretty good to see starting emblems. So far, they really do want to go aggressive. Even for the Lucas, you want to go assassins on that pick type. Chan is just trying to melt down Fossil Nave since you have that early potential up against the Sicilian. For Corinthians, though, on the other hand, I don't see a lot of shoes yet. So they want to move fast, but at the same time, it is all handled in on how the angles of a play that later will be initiated by Hesu, if ever.
Man, look at the way that he's moving around Hesu. He just came from the top side just to see if there's a Lethal Wanderer fight. Now goes back into the lane. Actually misses out just one single minion. But that's okay. As an EXP laner, you're willing to sacrifice that. He's still able to get more EXP than Chino. So that means he got himself a minion in the mid lane somewhere. He's not losing out whatsoever.
Okay, Influence Rage, they are trying to fight a little bit of edge against Corinthians, like for the juggling patterns, because I mean, like, you're going up against both fighters, but Daksha rolls a little bit faster, so you gotta keep that up, hit that 4th level power spike, have a greater chance of fighting in that turtle or even Lord Pit.
Man, now they've had 4 games to read each other, right? I feel like now the stage is kind of set. This is where the competition really gets real at this point. This is where they want to be. And now it's about who can evolve one step further, because now the turtle fight is getting started. Luis trying to get a knockup with the Jeet Kune Do. Chan taking down low, and that's first blood in the hands of Hesu, with a Petrifier being used as well. Hotun unleashes the beast, and they get the grab onto them as well. At the same time, now looking to go for the flash combo. Chino's taking down low. Luis not level 4 yet, but Hotun's able to pick up a kill. But Hesu taking down low. Hotun still survives, makes it a double, and now it looks like Luis, who's aggressive, flickers forward, tries to find a kill, but in vain, as Hotun's able to get the triple kill, and that just wasn't a kill. That was a complete momentum swing, and now Influence Rage have the advantage.
Good swing as ever for Influence Rage. An early triple, which is so nice of a highlight right now on this game number 5. But you don't want to miss that out. Even Corinthians not securing the 4th level yet. Right now, it's just trying to find a way to, after getting that triple kill, I don't think that even getting that neutral objective will equalize on what they've already gained in the early game. It's just gaining the same pace for the goal, a little bit of balance in that game. But right now, though, on to the next thing. What can Influence Rage do? What can Corinthians find if ever they want to try to like outmaneuver each one of them in the fights?
They need to outmaneuver them indeed. They need to find it open. They need to look for the flank. But with Otun on 3 kills, with the snowball that they've got on this Lucas, this might be a mountain for Corinthians to climb back from, because Otun now is going to be a lot more tanky. AOG comes through, he catches 2 as well at the same time. Upatizi taken out low, but Luis goes for the way of the dragon. The revitalized pop to survive, but not enough as they lose Paquito. That's the sacrifice that they're willing to make, but Hotun could have got a lot more than they came for. Corinthians still able to survive, still standing tall, not letting go.
Still a good chance here, but getting targeted here, but Influence Rage, they won't give up on this fight.
Oh, I like the final brawl to Chan. He's able to get out of harm's way, surviving ever so slightly after using the flicker. But here, Hotun gets caught up, goes for the flash combo, has the damage, no shockwave blast, but he's able to get out this time. Jesus there to try to buy some damage, try to buy some time. Chino gets the kill to Louise as Frost Lanave finds his first one in this game.
Okay, good 1-for-1 trade so far. But Influence Rage, though, they are just trying to outmaneuver each one of them. Patizi, will he?
Oh, AOG comes through, actually misses out. Patizi's able to cut out of harm's way. Fury dashes out as well as the Zamar Force, and now Flick trying to lead the charge. They're getting distracted by Paquito, but look at Hesu. He don't care. He's finding the back line. Chino still surviving. Electro final blow. He realizes this is not the time, and they disperse.
A very good trade, a good swing for Corinthians this time, creating a little bit of a goal lead and also trying to take control on the little misplays that if ever Influence Rage try to hold in, because if not, Chino is initiating right now.
They get the grab onto him. Hotun gets pulled back with the way of the dragon. At the same time, look at the turtle in the hands of a Frost, or rather Chan, and now they take that 1 and 2. Louise and Hesu just down and out. Now the flash-to-flash combo gets them the second kill. Flick is down and out. Influence Rage have flipped the momentum. They definitely have it now.
And pushing back in quite well, slowly but surely, and even initiating a 3-lane push on the 6-minute mark. This is just a sight to see, but the fight is definitely not over. Even we're talking about the overall in-game equipment, 4 players on the side of Influence Rage has a bit of a goal gap against Corinthians, 3 right now. But so far, it's just looking at farming machines on the side of Corinthians. It's only Hesu and also Upatizi finding that edge on that Granger. Itemization-wise, both are still quite solid, still quite basic, but those little things will finally rack up later because a concealed play, it is initiated right now.
Yeah, and they look for the pick-off as well, and they find Chan and Electro Final both thrown at them at the same time with the Petrify not being used, but they find the kill, and that's going to be Hotun. He's a monster indeed. They find Chan in the process, so 1-for-1 trade, and now they're looking for more. Hotun's able to get himself a double with the flash-to-flash combo, and now Upatizi's there. Chino spots him out. He goes for the flicker, but he doesn't have the grab, and neither the damage as Upatizi finds himself that one. And now they're back online. They're trading blow for blow, but not taking away any objective. Is going to be a problem for Corinthians.
So far, a good gap that created by Corinthians, which is taken away again by Influence Rage. Because right now, Rage is just going to start up some fights here.
Oh,
TC?
they get Paquito. Way of the Dragon being committed already. No follow-up coming through, and this is because the fact that Flick is on a tank jungle. There's no way to follow up. Only they need Frost Lanave or Upatizi. Hesu, meanwhile, realizing he can't really contribute much in the team fight, goes on the split push. As you can see, the rest of Influence Rage have grouped up right at the Lord Pip, trying to contest this one neutral objective. Oh, no, Jesus taking a low, but he gets bursted down. No, like the final rubbish down as well. They go for the Zaman Force, and now they're committing to the Lord. Seems like Corinthians had no option but to concede it at the moment. Louise doesn't have any flicker. AOG to create the separation, but Paquito, what are you doing there? He gets taken out solo. Simon Gloss doesn't even pull him back, but meanwhile, Flick trying to buy some time, gets burst down by the Shockwave Blast. Killing spree in the hand of Upatizi, and now the Zaman Force to drop down. Look at Fury. He's unleashing once again, forcing Upatizi back. There's no way for them to do anything. At this point, Influence Rage have conquered the map.
A 4-for-1 trade and even getting a Lord, Influence Rage is definitely on top on this trade right now. And pushing in would not be a problem, but looking at the death timers, I think it'll just be a good distraction of getting 1 or 2 turrets. It won't be the last push. This fight is definitely still going on.
Man, they're layering their ultimate so much better now. Influence Rage. It feels like they finally cracked the timing. Corinthians, though, still looking for it. They had the early game. It's always deja vu way. They get the early game, and then mid game, all of a sudden, Influence Rage bounce back, and now the traction pulse pulling them. You can see the AOG catches Flick this time as they force out the flickers, and now Retribution comes out as well. Fury with the Zaman Force. He's doing way too much. There is no answer whatsoever, but Hesu, in the meantime, doing as much as he can, giving his teammates the time to scale up, especially the Sicilian, who needs more time, more items, and the longer this game goes on, the more he's going to start hurting.
So that's why you better finish it quick if ever you still have the momentum right now, because Hesu is getting stuck. And what do we do?
My
goodness gracious.
Oh my god, he gets worked out just like that. I didn't even see the Electro final blow. He even used the Petrify. It didn't work out.
I mean, it's going to be hard to outmaneuver those two heroes that he went out facing up, because it won't be as easy escaping because of the area getting controlled right now. And even right now, I feel like if ever Influence Rage or Fury, you want to rush onto that Divine Glaive, so you do have the penetration against Corinthians that they play on that Cho and also Baksha. But for right now, though, still template builds, but a glowing wand is being prioritized for the Sicilian on the side of Corinthians.
Yeah, I think this glowing one's gonna be really effective. But my God, look at the item on Fury, man. That's the most expensive item in the game. The Holy Crystal being purchased by Fury. This guy, every time you think he's down and out, he bounces back. 3-0-4 on a Herod. Upatizi 3-0-1. By no means is Upatizi playing bad, but they need to find the opening. And at this point, the goal later to get the first kill definitely is going to be helping their team a lot more.
And you know what? Right now, Influence Rage, they're just finding ways to. Hey, since we do have the momentum, since we can suppress, we will try to suppress. But for Corinthians, finding openings on some little bits of fights that they can do is a good solution for now.
It is indeed. Any trade is good trade for their side. With a goal lead of 4K on the side of Influence Rage, they're looking to take this Lord down. They're looking to blitz it as fast as possible. If they spot on Hesu on the top side, and that's a clean goal signal for them. Chino has enough to zone out the rest of Corinthians. But you can see Luis went for the play. They're looking to burst him down. They get the Lord indeed. But now Frost Lanave comes through with the Bat's Feast. Has the damage. Paquito trying to create the space. Hesu, meanwhile, getting zoned out as the Mod Force comes through. And they find a 3-man AOG. He catches Hesu. And Flick goes down and out as well. That is absolutely beautiful play coming in from Paquito as they secure themselves a Lord at the same time.
This is a pretty good sight to see from Influence Rage, and they seem going on for this fight here today. Right on Influence Rage. They are pushing it, and they are pushing it quite hard. The Corinthians, sure, they do have high ground defensive on that Granger and also Sicilian, but it is just at the edge of the death timer. Influence Rage, will this be their last push in?
Now, man, the lore is already on the top side. Traction pulse already being used. Flick has no damage. Torres' Poissons just to get some slowdown, just to make sure that the lore can get cleared out. But at what cost? Look at Jesus, though. He's doing so much, man. Jesus has been splitting the entire game. Yes, he doesn't have the best of KDAs, but that's not the thing. That's not what he's aiming for. He's looking to split. He's looking to chunk down the HPs, and he's looking to be a distraction. That's what Jesus is doing, and it's working out so well for Corinthians. But Influence Rage, 7K goal lead, and look at Hotun, 808 on a Lucas, Fury 405. How are you going to stop them?
At this point, if ever they manage to drag it to the late game, it's just a matter of moments. Back to what happened in game 1, 2, 3, and even 4. For Corinthians, though, that was one of the main concerns that I brought up when we were entering in this draft. I like it, but if ever it didn't work out in the early game, you weren't able to suppress Influence Rage, you weren't able to get a lot of stats, what can you do? Who do you prioritize getting on that stats? Because that scaling potential between the Granger and also Sicilian is just way too immense to just like wanting the idea of both scaled up equally. So, what is the solution can you bring up? What is the prioritization of Corinthians in this game? Because if they do want to win against Influence Rage, they have to sort their priorities right now so that we know how to take against Influence Rage, protecting that gold funneling hero in.
Yeah, and I think at this point it's Upatizi, right? You can tell clearly that yes, Frost Lanave needs the damage, but at the same time, both these heroes, like you mentioned, are very stack reliant. So far, Upatizi is the one that they've been relying on. Frost Lanave, however, just needs a little bit more time. 115, he just needs to dish out enough damage for Upatizi to clean up shop with the Detsunada, with the help of the Sky Piercer. Meanwhile, hey, look at the top side, 1v1, Jesus versus Fury. That's going to be a nice one to watch out for, because the Lord is already up. And I feel like this is the time both these teams need to contest this neutral objective.
I mean, so far so good for Influence Rage, but Corinthians, they just really need to sniff out a good moment. And looking at how Jesus is being stationed up on top as far as playing on the far lane, I don't think that it is a good trade if ever you just take one turret, but you've got to join in that fight pretty fast. If Jesus not there, it's hard to take away that Lord away from Influence Rage.
Yeah, they sacrificed. Oh my god, AOG winner crown comes through as well at the same time, but Fury, my goodness, with the help of Hotun, able to get that kill. They get the Lord, but what do they trade? Nothing really on the side of Corinthians. They only get the tier 1 on the top lane, and Jesus even being cancelled out of a recall, and that means the rest of Influence Rage might be able to follow up. Chan goes through, he has the damage stopping Jesus, and this might be a difficult position for Jesus to get out from. Now we're going to see a lot of maneuvers coming out. Does he have the eye for an eye? Uses it. He finds the Petrify onto Chan, but not enough damage to get out of harm's way. He does have the Cyclone Eye and makes it out. And that's it. He's able to get out of harm's way. Will he be able to? Meanwhile, on the bot side, look at Horn. He's trying to go through. They're trying to chase him. Will they? No, they don't. The Aura skills come out from the top side.
You gotta prioritize that push. That push is way more important than the kill, and that is what Influence Rage is eyeing on.
Man, they're eyeing on it, of course. The Great Escape is over, but here comes the AOG trying to create the separation. Paquito gets the taunt onto Luis. Amon forced to drop down. Fury they go back, and again for the re-engage, this time with low cooldown spells. You can see the Revitalize to make sure they get their HPs back up. No minions coming through from all three sides, but there's a top lane on the bot side wave coming through as well. Conceal from Louise, looking for the pickoff, doesn't find anyone. And I think Corinthians are happy with what they have done. They're happy to defend, and so are Influence Rage. They shouldn't force the equation, because that's what they're doing onto Hotun right now, unleashing the beast, trying to force something out, trying to force our resources. And this might be a slight mistake that is made from either side, but nobody bites the bullet.
That's good. Disperse while you can and when you can. Because, again, nothing is good coming out of a forced fight. It's good if you can get out of unscathed, but if ever trading in a lot of kills this late into the game, it wouldn't be wise to just like give it over as easily as that. And equipment-wise, what I can really like to highlight is that the Gacha already has that immortality, so a good insurance going up against Corinthians. So if ever being a frontliner is pretty good to put up a good safety for Influence Rage. Hesu, though, full-blown penetration and a little bit of respect going up against Influence Rage, because you know you gotta attack a little bit here and there. Sure, you do have that immune ability, but the question is just like until when. So you gotta have that radiant, you gotta have that respect, but Influence Rage, as usual and as ever, when trying to put on the pressure, if you can pick up, you can pick up. If ever not, you want to get that Lord, and forcing out that incredible, expensive resource from Hesu was just a good green light for Influence Rage getting into that Lord.
I think that Electro Final Blow not being present means he's not going to be able to clear that wave on the bot side a lot faster than he should. And that being the opening, Influence Rays realize that they go for the Lord. They're blitzing it, trying to get it, but at the same time, meanwhile, in the jungle near the purple buff, the Detsunatas are connecting, but they're protecting each and every man, making sure Corinthians don't get a single kill out of this. Nothing traded. 8K goal lead in the favor of Influence Rage, but Hesu, man, he is trying to force as much as he can at this point.
But it is a well-calculated force, I might say. But at the same time, Influence Reach doesn't really want to bite that bait for what Hesu is trying to set up. So in a way, it's still pretty good. So right now, it's just waiting for a good moment because Hesu is just caught in the middle of everything.
Eye for an eye, but a little too early, gets taken out, and yes, they use the Demand Force, but that's a low cooldown skill. The Lord is marching down the mid lane. It's a Luminous Lord, 5v4. I think it's over, Vay.
Oh no, because the AoE is 4 people getting hit.
At the same time, they lose 1 and 2. With the winner crown, they're able to survive the immortality as well. And now you can see Hotun goes to the back line. Flash to flash combo. Yes, he goes down. But at what cost? Because Influence Rage get themselves match point.
3-2. The next game would probably be the last, or if ever Corinthians rise up to the occasion and equalize again and again. A big tug of war just happened, but this just shows that Influence Rage brings it out so well. And we see that early game that they want to try to find moments here and there. They actually did execute what Corinthians are trying to pull all this time, and it was made pretty good also. Other than simple lineups, I feel like the aggression and the amount of discipline the amount of discipline that they try to hold back against these plays were just amazing. And how they try to play it out in this fifth game, knowing that what to prioritize, knowing that when to prize is just all on the ice. One more game to the road of immortality. One more game to MSC for Influence Rage. So Corinthians, adapt again, or you gotta pass the baton just like that.
Man, I don't. They're definitely not going to pass the baton for sure. Corinthians need to adapt if they want to stay alive. They need to make sure they get a comeback. And I think we spoke about this just when the grand finals got announced, that if it's going to be Influence Rage versus Corinthian, it's going to come down to the draft. And so far, there has been only one draft where we've seen Corinthians do really well, and that's the one where they get Frost Lanabe, that's Selena. Apart from that, man, Influence Rage have been getting one up on them in the draft every single time. They have come in prepared. They've come in, locked and loaded. It's just that's just the difference maker here.
I mean, other than drafting style, I feel like this game, because they are testing limits and also patience, it kind of went to the 20-minute mark and also 49. But since Influence Rage was just able to drag it on for that long and suppress Corinthians in the early game, which was the solution against these type of drafts, I don't think that either Frost or even Upatizi was prioritized on that mid-game shift, on that split-second decision. Okay, what do we need to do next? Who do we need to prioritize next? That was the big question that you need to sort out. And since I feel like they tried doing that just a little bit late after for what I spoken, but because of that decision, it was crucial from that part. But because of the timing, Influence Rage was just able to take over after that game.
Oof, it's Influence Rage, man. They just learn how to break down the draft of Corinthians the entire time. And we've been up all night. I know you've been up all night. It's early in the morning as well, right? Isn't the sun out already?
Yes, the sun is out. Now it's 8:23 in Indo.
It's 8:23 in the morning here. It's 2:23 for me here and the AM. So, both the two of us are staying awake, of course, for this one. And it feels like it's also with the gameplay that we're looking at, and it's definitely the one that the MVP Khotun put on a show.
I mean, on that, Lucas was pretty good. Very wrapped up quite well also at the same time. I mean, like a lot of plays, and that early triple kill was just like the highlight of things. And since you already have that early momentum, well, that's the key of winning, I guess. So, a great early start. It kind of happens the same for Corinthians on that chip getting picked off on the second game. So, still a pretty good early. And right now, I'm just out of words, like, it's already the fifth game. The drafts are somewhat similar, but in that game, so I don't know what to expect for the next one.
Hey, I know what you want. You want it to be a 4-2 so you can get your prediction right? That's what you want. For me though, I'm thinking of it going 4-3. Right? I'm still on mine. I think we can go a couple more games. If you ask me, another hour to go, and then we could maybe we can call it. Then I could get my prediction right, so I'm not last place in the. But of course, here with the way that Influence Rage have been playing, man, I don't see how Corinthians can beat them. I just don't see it. Chimo just don't have a chance if they don't get the draft right.
Well, yes, the draft does play a crucial part. But again, a lot of factors that will play in, to be honest. So, again, my head was like endurance, that same passion that you want to go on. What is going through inside their heads right now in that arena, and then the drafts. So, since it is an offline stage, so that's why there are a lot of things that you want to try to consider. And I feel like the atmosphere is just like waiting for the right moment and call will this be the last game? So that
Excitement on the stage is just going to be way different leading up to the next, or probably to the next game also.
Things for Moscow. So they got the concentration to defend. If out.
But setup that they can use. What good EXP that they can get against Influence Rage's lineup like this?
I'm telling you, man, it's definitely one that's up for grabs indeed, because this Hylos creates enough openings for Moscow. So does the Gatotkacha, so does the Jushin, so does the Joy. They need to find an answer, and you're right. What can it be? It's definitely, yes, the Baxia is good, but I don't think it's the best pick because they kind of see it coming a mile away. Yes, the Baxia is locked in, but again, is it the best pick?
Called it. I feel like it is a rushed pick. Not rush in the sense of time, but rush in the sense of gameplay. Because if they want to go that run and gun style up against Influence Rage lineup like this, we've seen this lineup before in the regular season and even on the playoffs. It works really well. So, gotta win that early for Corinthians if they want to try to go head-to-head with Influence Rage on this one. Somewhat of a winning condition, but I feel like Influence Rage has a little bit of the edge here because playing on that Moscow and also Joy and looking how it goes on Hotun is just pretty good.
Hey, well, it is a championship point. Influence Rage are just one win away from writing their name in gold. They fought, they've adapted, and now they stand at the doorstep of a destiny. But Corinthians, they're not done, not yet. If there's a comeback in the making, it has to start now. This is game number 6 of the Mpl Latam Grand Finals. Let's run it.
Finally getting in, and so far, the only shoes that they want to try to play up like fast pace is only on the Moscow, so they don't want to go head to head on that draft. But on the other hand, the Corinthians, right now, they are looking pretty good. And since they want to try to enable...
Oh, they get aggressive. Quad Shadow connects as well. You can see the taunt come through. Paquito had the damage, but now they actually catch Luis. He's the one using the Baxia. And look at that in the back line. Hesu trying to create some sort of an opening with the Jeet Kune Do. Good response from Influence Rage as Corinthians are just trying to play as aggressive as possible.
And right now, though, for Corinthians, though, they want to try to pressurize on that and getting that kill first blood on for the Hayabusa on Flick.
Yeah, I think at this point feels like, oh wait, on the bot side, they try and get a pick off on Chino, and it looks like the Shield Unit definitely did a lot of work, and finally able to get the kill. Frost Lanave able to pick that one up for himself. And now it seems like Corinthians are slowly starting to push it to their side, slowly starting to push the advantage.
Because right now, though, for Corinthians, they would like to show it off, but
Oh yeah, you can see electrifying beats come through as well. Flake is level 5, should be able to get that retribution on point. Here's the feather airstrike with the way of the dragon connecting as they get the kill on towards Hotun. This is the run and gun that we want to see coming in from Corinthians. They get the knockup with the Jeet Kune Do as Flake finds a kill. Chan, although, uses the beacon to make it on harm's way. This is what we want to see with Flake. This is what we want to see, but Yasuri connects as he gets the kill on Esu. Fury, man, every time Influence Rays look like they're down and out, Fury makes a comeback, and now with the Quad Shadow connecting, looks like Flick without the Yogi Shadow kill won't be able to pick up kill or punish Fury.
You don't want to overextend those fights, and since so far so good, a good early start for Corinthians, you might just want to leave it at that. And for right now though, Influence Rage, you gotta go back to your juggling pace if you ever want to win. final Tun's showcase. You gotta get that good early, and then if ever you can't, try to drag it out to the late game so Fury can shine later on. But not too late, because knowing that Corinthians have the Farsha and also the Granger on point, so gotta have eyes at the back of your head for that.
Oh, Jesus on the show has been doing wonders with the flicker whenever it's available. You can see 3 assists on his hands already. And at this point, if Influence Rage need to slow down the game here, and that's what they're good at, right, Way? They're good at slowing down the game. And
Step up, it's going to hard to make a comeback knowing that how Influence Rage is just waiting on that moment. That they just want to find because on that show is way more aggressive than Louise.
Oh, he gets a quad shadow. Chan. Oh, but Feather Airstrike baiting out the beacon. That is good play. That's a lot of resources that's baited out on both sides nonetheless. But still, with the Ogi Shadow Kill been present, Flick can definitely manage into Turtle Pit. Here comes the shield unit from Louise just to make sure he zones out the rest of Influence Rage. But at the same time, with the Retribution being available and with the rest of the team zoned out, they get that. And now they go for the play with the Way of the Dragon, finding the kill of the Ogi Shadow Kill. This is looking good for Corinthians.
A well-known thought here, but what's easy? Trying to shoot. That's spicy right there. That's some spicy play.
Not like that, right, May? Not like that. This is looking like Corinthians who are running and gunning. And Influence Rage need to find an answer and need to find an answer fast.
And so far right now,
right, crazy with the rhythm. Hesu just kicked him like a ball to the side. Just didn't want to deal with him whatsoever. Oh, but speaking of deal with them, they got to deal with Yogi. Shadow Kill, Paquito gets taken down. Killing spree in the hands of Flick as the Feather Airstrike Frost Lanave. If by any means Corinthians take this series, man, Frost Lanave is my MVP. This guy has been showing up every single time they need him, and every single time he shows up, Corinthians get the victory.
okay, Flick eye on that kill. A little bit of a jump scare there for Hotun on the bush. But because of that, a good start to take down one turret against Influence Rage.
Oh, it's at this one turret. This one turret is all it takes. One on the bot side. They've opened up the map slightly. Even though if it's just one on the bot side, they've opened it up, and Corinthians can use that as an advantage. Right now, they're forced to respond on the bot side. The turtle's up in about 10 seconds. This could leave an opening on the top side for them to go for a play. And speaking of play, he went for it where the Dragon already committed, and that's some good news for Influence Rage. But the Feather Airstrike's there. AOG comes through, misses everybody. No problem. As you can see, the taunt coming through as well. The shield unit, they find the answer, and they go for the glorious path. They're trying to slow them down with the zoning them away, dispersing and disengaging, but meanwhile Flick is just hacking away at the turtle.
I mean, so far so good though. They got out unscathed, but so far a good swing on the side of Corinthians, but hopefully.
Oh, Patisi, man, with the recall spams. It started. I feel like Corinthians are finding their mojo, and what a better time to find it when it's game number 6. Just moving into game number 7. Could be the momentum switch. This could be the swing of momentum that they're looking for, but look at Flick. He's trying to bob and weave. He has the shadows, tries to make it up, but the Ogi Shadow Kill committed as well. But at the same time, Luis comes through with a shield unit to try to save his jungler. Will he be able to get out of it? Yes, he does. He's escaping, and now with the play going through, he gets stunned at the right time. Hesu with the flicker Jeet Kundo. It could have been disastrous for Influence Rage if it wasn't for Chino right there.
And so far, still a good collateral damage, still a good risk that they try to prevent. And even so, right now from Corinthians, they are dictating the tempo. They are trying to suppress Influence Rage of what happened before. So they are just finding an opening if ever they can fight.
Feather Airstrike, zone them out. Frost Lau is doing an absolute beautiful job, right, with that beautiful skin as well. If you want some skins, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you stick around because we're going to get you out some skin codes. And if you want some diamonds, of course, BNX Mpl 3 at Bonoxus.com. But you know what they want right now? Both these teams need the victory.
They need that victory as bad as this because if Influence Rage gets to get that momentum, it's all for them. But Corinthians, they do have a chance to prolong their breath. They do have a chance to prolong that fight because in this way, they are definitely keeping the pressure on, and which is good.
Quad Shadow, Shadow comes out of this rage, not looking like they're having a good game. 9K goal lead, Vane. 9K goal lead in the favor of Corinthians. I don't know. It's not looking good for Influence Rage, especially if the Holy Shields go away before the Lord spawns. It's going to be a difficult way for Influence Rage to defend. If I was Corinthians, I'm looking to end it all with this one Lord.
Because if they don't and try the dragon again, it will be a big problem for them. Knowing how it is right now, Corinthians, they are just buying time, waiting for that Lord to come in, and you're waiting for that moment to kick in for Influence Rage. So they gotta defend it quite well. And no worries, since you have Chad and your Fury, that's all good for high ground defense, and also hoping can help play. That a game and a play can be made by Corinthians if ever they want to try to barge into the high ground of Influence Rage.
They need to find a way to do it. The Holy Shield is still standing tall. Tier 2 is already gone. Lord from the top side should be pushed back by the Holy Shields indeed. But Hesu looking to push back Influence Rage themselves. The Lord crashes in. Glorious Pathway is there to make sure they get the clear out. But here comes the next set of waves. Again, Holy Shield being present is a blessing for Influence Rage, and Corinthians will have to respect that. But here comes the next set of waves on the top side. Forced to go through, but Hesu flickers, blunders, and now that's the opening that they needed, but they still cover back with the feather airstrike, and the damage coming out from Upatizi, but Chan goes in with the Crimson Beacon, AOG connecting, Upatizi flickers out of harm's way as well, and try to kite out and dish out the damage, but Louise leading the charge as they force another flicker from Chan, revitalize Beta out as well, Law and Order to catch Flick in place, but they can go for the Ogi Shadow Kill, Chio taking out solo, Influence Rage, looking for the clap back, Hotun goes in for the electrifying beats, but they have to respect the damage, and so do Corinthians. Do not trade at all. Only that tier 1, or rather inhibit on the top side, and that could have gone lopsided at any point.
That is a good defensive play by Influence Rage, but right now, question is, can they hold off much longer? Because looking at the gold gap created by Corinthians, it is very big, but right now, they just really need to find one moment, and throwing away the way of the dragon from Hesu, it kind of leaves a bit of a question mark here and there during that moment.
Man, Corinthians may be wounded after what happened in game number 5, but they're swinging back hard. No team goes down easy in game number 6, and they're proving that with a dominant display. This is 12K goal lead, babe. 12K in the favor of Corinthians. 27K of Influence Rage, and they made it to 38.5. That's about 11 to 12K goal lead. Corinthians putting on a clean show. This is the crisp style that we want to see. This is the run and gun play style that we've been missing, and it's coming to thanks to the fact that they left this Hayabusa open, and Flick is putting on a masterclass on how to play the assassins as the rest of the team are following up, and now they secured themselves the Lord, and this should be the final one, the final nail in the coffin.
And you gotta finish it well, gotta finish it quick. You don't want a little bit of a misplay on what happened before doing on a replay, because if ever Influence Rage gets to turn this over, it wouldn't be a final push yet, but still a good way to recover from all of this. And since it's the 12-minute mark, Corinthians want to play that much aggressive, and they leave almost like around 12K goodly is just way too much to catch up. But at this point, momentum-wise, it's the way to key, and tanking that much damage from a Death Sonata ain't that good for an early game. At least there's no resources getting popped up yet.
Oh, well, I can see it. Glorious Pathway is a big resource indeed. The mid lane, the Lord is marching down the top side. This could be the opening that Corinthians are looking for. Hotun already have the rhythm. Flake goes to the back line onto Fury. That's going to be the target. Feather Airstrike comes through, and now they have to concede as they go over the way of the Dragon onto Hotun. He's trying to buy some time. He's able to make it out, and he's being the distraction. Nobody's going to his base crystal, but still Patizi finds the kill onto where it's Paquito. Chan is down and out. That's a double kill. Fury is defending like his life depends on it as the rest of Corinthians make a comeback and they survive game number 6. We are going the distance, ladies and gentlemen. 3 wins each. No more second chances. No more resets. Just 1 game left for 1 champion.
WahyuXRoamer is indeed online on the 6th game, and finally we're going to unlock on how it goes and plays in a best of 7 series. Alright, now looking at the highlights again, it was somewhat of a solid lineup for Influence Rage, but Corinthians though, they executed quite well. I don't know what happened. All this time was just straight up respecting the ban against the Hayabusa, but once it was let out, wow, it really let loose. That beast was just let go of the leash. But right now, Flick really showed up a masterclass, as you said, for the Hayabusa. Still another hurdle before champions. Last game, both match point, and let's see how it goes in the drafts.
We're going the distance. We are going all the way. It is game number 7. I told you. Game number 7. We've spoken about momentum, tempo so much. Yes, Corinthians have the momentum on their side now, but I don't think Influence Rage are going to make the mistake of letting open a Hayabusa again.
I mean, it was given quite easily, I might say. And again, at that point, there is a chance that that might happen. But what's the solution? What do you anticipate if you want to go head to head with this? Because Flick is quite unhinged on that Hayabusa, so he even managed to end it in with his team. It's also on the 30-minute mark, quicker than ever. But still a clean, quick game. Finally guarantees their win in a match. So 6 games, sorry. So right now, all objectives to Corinthians, and most of the buffs are in there. This is just again way too much of a gold lead for Influence Rage to catch up. But you know what? At the end of the day, as you said, best of 1 series, last game, last determination. Let's see how it goes from there.
Man, you know what, man? I'm trying to give out the MVP, but there's no game number 6 in there, so I can't really give them that at this point. Influence Rage and Corinthians taking us the distance, man. This was match point for Influence Rage, and feels like it's completely shifted, right? Everything that's happened so far, Corinthians are taking it by storm, one after another. It has been back and forth, and now the camp of Influence Rage are looking a little nervous, aren't they? They're looking a little bit nervous, but that moment of nervousness, I feel like it's because of the pressure they invited to themselves, because they were just going like, hey, we won this game, but hey, you know what? Game number 6, Chef Flick showed up. He got his prep down. He's making sure he's ready for service. And when it's game time, 403 KDA, 21% damage, it is game time indeed, because now we're going into game number 7, and he looks like he's more warmed up than ever.
Finally getting that walk hot. And a 403 KDA, which is pretty good. Kill participation not as high as you think, because he's not always there. But at the same time, it was just go to show that a respect ban is worthy up there on the spot, well, because of this. And it really shows that I'm pretty good at the Hayabusa. It wasn't taken away from Hotun. Fine, it's okay, take the joy, but you can never take the joy out of me playing the Hayabusa. That is what happened in game number 6. They still get to execute it very well. They still can get to play it all the way. And it was a very quick game because they managed to get in all of that winning conditions. So, at the end of the day, it was a pretty good show to see.
Distance, Vay. When now, while the game is going the distance, game number 7, I think the teams are definitely going to take a little moment to make sure they're getting their prep done, they're calm and ready. So in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go for a quick short break, so don't go anywhere. It's Kronos and Way. We're going to be right back for the final game in this best of 7 grand finals.
Rapaziada, estamos aqui com essa brincadeira e essa brincadeira vai ser complete a fala do herói. O Frost aqui, ele vai ler a frase e a gente acerta qual herói que fala isso. Então vamos ver se a gente consegue acertar. Eu já vou dizer antes que eu não vou conseguir acertar hoje porque o meu jogo é em inglês, ele vai ler em português, então vai ser meio difícil.
Gostaria de tomar um.
Gostaria de tomar um. Teodora? Eu não sabia não.
O destino me forçou a virar uma.
E o Éter. Eu, né? Tá bem ali, eu tinha que saber. E é isso, rapaziada. Valeu.
El héroe con mímica y sonido con Fury y Paquito. Está, mira, arranca así y vamos a ir ahí, así. Pará, que el popó, boludo. El popó. Es lo más parecido a un perro de este pibe que viene. Te hago una señal, mirá. Va a hacer una mímica. A ver, véala. Este es el héroe y va haciendo así cada vez que avanzando la partida. Y así. Imagínate, 8. ¿Quién era este? Imagínate, Pío. Amigo, es clavadito. La y vas así, vaya, y después va. No sé, boludo, no sé. Aurora, no sé. No sé. Alice, guacho, Alice. Pero, Alice. Pará, ¿en qué momento Alice va?
Hello everyone, my name is Kronos and I'm here to bring you a recap of what took place in the playoff weekend of Mpl Latam Season 3. So let's get to it. It was action-packed and you do not want to miss what happened. First up, DreamMax and 9Z Globant. 9Z Globant got their hands on the Yi Sun Shin, and that was the biggest mistake that DreamMax could make this entire season because Hydon Bush was absolutely lethal. Entity 7 versus Infinity. This was a battle of the Peruvian Giants to stay alive in the competition, and Infinity was just slightly overwhelming for Entity 7 to overcome. 9Z Globant versus Infinity. This was a match that went on as 9Z Globant, the Argentinian Giants, stayed alive and moved on in the lower bracket. Up next, of course, the upper bracket finals, Influence Raids versus Corinthians. Influence Raids surprised everyone by outdrafting Corinthians and making it to the grand finals. And then we had the lower bracket finals, Corinthians versus 9Z Globant, and oh my goodness, in a best of 7, Corinthians, Chimo just pulled up in a dominating fashion, not giving a single chance for 9Z Globant off the back of Upatizi's Maniac on the Granger. And of course, you want to stay in store for the grand finals on the 7th of June of Mpl Latam Season 3 to see who's next to take it to the MSC. We're making it. We made it. Game number 7. And to be fair, wait, is that the first break we've actually had the entirety of Mpl Latam Season 3? I think it's the first time we've had a break, haven't we? Game number 7, folks. The draft is underway.
Okay, looking at Corinthians on the blue side and Impulse Rage on the red. A little bit of a switcheroo here and there, but Lucas Luayi, Fanny Kalia, I feel like there's a Hayabusa ban, a different priorities coming in from the Harris ban should commence, but probably a Kirby would also be closed off. Let's see how it goes for both sides of these teams.
It definitely is looking like both these teams want to put on a showcase for the Immortals. That's what this is for, the prize for the big championship. They slot in the MSC, call it whatever you may. It's something that they need to draft at the utmost best that they can.
You want to give your best. Of course, this is the grand finals. You do want that. A good, somewhat of a holiday to Riyadh and still competing MSC. It's quite amazing to see it. No more Harris, though. Respect that Hayabusa? Or no?
They got to, right? They got to respect the Hayabusa.
Got him lined up.
I mean, I feel like they want to try to, whenever they don't get the Hayabusa, because they, so at least they do have that solution, but what can you do up against a Hayabusa like that? If ever you still want to try to face it up with that, what's your solution? So that's the main thing that you need to try to focus on. Because the first pick of Corinthians, so first time ever finally getting let go, Hesu on that Phobius. Oof.
Man, this Phobius, after it's let go, it's too good of a pick, right? It's too good of a pick. And now Hesu gets his hands on a frontliner, an absolute beast of a frontliner nonetheless. And at this point, it feels like Hesu is the one that will be calling the shots when they want to pick these team fights, how they want to go for these team fights. And with that frontliner, with that tanky frontliner being present, they definitely look to make big plays. And on the other side, they give away the chip. So that's another big hero that's been given away. Oh, the Jushin being picked up as well. This is looking dire for both these teams. They're still cooking, and we can smell it.
So far, so good, though. There aren't any weird cheese picks yet, but I don't think that they're going to pull that unless it's somewhat of a secret weapon for the last game of Grand Finals. But let's see. Right now, though, they can reveal if ever they want to pick up that Ranger first for Corinthians, because there's no more Harris in that equation. And Hayabusa getting picked up by Corinthians again and again. Infiltrate, what's your solution?
Oh, it's got to be the Joy is not a great pick here. What else can they go, to be honest? Hylos, not such a good option. Yes, you can dive, but they really need to find assassins. They need to find junglers, and I'm looking at the Suyo at this point just because of the fact that he's a lot slippery. But then again, it's a rely on that. You can go for the Joy. He's been playing it well. The Lucas is still up for grabs. The glue is what they pick up for the EXP lane. It's not a bad option, but then again, who are you going to grab onto? Is the Hayabusa not the best option at this point?
I think for now, the main reason is just to laning wise, you can go head to head with the Phobius. Match you can grab on is either the Granger or later on the Mage. If ever you want to go head to head with it, it's a good time to pick up service, which is smart. You don't want to have that extended team fight up against a chip that, well, comes in with a surprise element. And right now, though, you don't want that good sniff out if ever you want to pick up that chip, because you're going up against Hayabusa. It wouldn't be good also, because you can't really melt down that much. But still, the same idea though. I think Jungle Assassin is going to be brought out for Influence Rage, because even they themselves banned out that buckshot.
It's a good pick just because of the fact that it prevents Glue from being anti-heal, rather not sustaining in these team fights. But at this point, I feel like Fredrin being banned out and another pick going to be the Hanzo. They have to respect these pocket picks that are coming from Hotun at any given point, right? Hotun having this Hanzo in game number 7 might have just been the difference maker. But here again, I am looking at Frostlnave. I'm looking at the Farsha. I'm looking at that Sicilian. These have been the difference makers in these fights. And now with this 4th pick, he goes for the quad. Fury, what are you cooking? We haven't seen you play quad for 6 games in a row. And now they get him on that 1 pick. Yes, it's a comfort pick. It's the 1 pick that he got a savage with as well. And seems like they're reminding Corinthians that, hey, Fury can definitely carry the game on a quad.
This is definitely cooking right here on that quad. Kind of want to know what's the next pick for the jungler, but right now the Corinthians. You want to close it off with probably a Moment Maker, a Badong, and a Gatotacha. It's so wide open if ever. I really love a Farsha if ever they want to try to pick that up. But turns out, you want to go guns blazing in, you want to go down, melting it down with the Lunox and also Hylos, but hey, you gotta have somebody to jump into the back, securing that lane for Influence Rage at the end of the day. Kronos, what do you think? Which one you like?
Hey man, I'm looking at the draft. I'm not sure about the Ling. I don't really prefer the Ling in any given point unless and until it's, unless there's a clear chance of victory. Not especially in the game number 7. He's not been in the meta for a long time. He's slowly coming back, but I feel like that Ling definitely can do wonders with the fact that they have a split push. But on the other side, they have themselves a Lunox. Again, another pick that we don't see quite often, but again, will be the difference maker in this big game number 7.
Well, let's see the crucial point on how they want to try to point it out, because final game, Kronos.
In one final clash, one final shot at immortality. Influence Rage Corinthians, 6 games of blood, sweat, and brilliance have led to this moment. There's no more second chances. One will rise and one will fall. Mpl Latam Season 3 champions will be decided right now. Let's go into game number 7.
Okay, so far, looking at the emblems, sure they want to go fast because you have the chip, a lot of shoes, and plus the mobility on the lane. You want to focus on for that war cry there, deal a lot of damage against all or nothing on the side of Corinthians though. So right now, it's just eyeing out a good moment. You don't want to take away that giveaway for that first flood of what happened in a few games before. But so far, a good start of babysitting on Influence Rage. A little bit of scare there, but still a good start.
This looks like a complete different book, right? Both these teams are saying like, hey, it's over. We've read this both times. Now let's go for a completely different draft. Both go completely left field and now put on a display of something that could be monstrous in terms of damage, as well as the fact that cross-map plays. And let's not forget the flashy ones, Hotun's look game. And I'm not going to lie, if you're going to see a lot of Tempest Ablaze going
Let's see how it goes, because Influence Rage, they are rotating as fast as ever. Can Corinthians keep up though? Because if ever they don't, it's just going to be a shortcut up in their faces.
A shortcut in their faces is something they don't want to see. The turtle is up, the first one of the game in this best of 7 grand finals. It's game number 7 indeed. Luis is pulling it back to his side, and I think the problem with Ling always faces is that he is so purple buff reliant. If Corinthians find slight bit of an advantage, if they're able to crack open that mid lane, that would mean that purple buff will definitely be under siege, and Influence Rage might find themselves on the back foot. But speaking of the back foot, they're definitely not going to be one. It's Corinthians, because they're going aggressive as they can. Meanwhile, Paquito dropping down that big shotgun. Here comes the Tempest Ablaze, but they catch him with the Yogi shadow kill, able to get a double kill. Flick is online, ladies and gentlemen. Frost Nave picks one up for himself at the same time. Chino is going to be falling down as well. That is 4 down and out, and Chan's the only one left standing. Corinthians with a big clapback in game number 7, starting it off in style.
Goodness gracious, 4 kills on the 3rd minute mark. A good start for Corinthians. A good game for them today. But we gotta be careful. Don't want to pick up, because Influence Rage, since they are still on that early game, you gotta find out kills for the lane. Because this is a very hard to flip the script on this game, but they are still trying. Since Corinthians already have that game right now. Oh no.
Ooh, Paquito went for the crash course at the right time, but you can see he'll do it with the Tempest Ablaze has to go up. It's forced out of it as well, and they find the kill, and now Ogi Shadow Kill comes up. Paquito's down and out. It's a display, ladies and gentlemen. Corinthians 6-0, and Influence Rage do not have an answer whatsoever now.
Okay, right now, gotta slow down the pace, because you can't keep on hitting those fights. And Hotun, especially on that lane, it's going to be a little bit of hard time there. I really thought that probably a cheese pick of a Lancelot will pop up, but it turns out it was a lane. And since then, it's gonna be finding out good moments, because you want to try to suppress Fury if ever Ling cannot excel in the game.
Yeah, they're forcing the occasion onto Fury, right? They're trying to make sure Patizi is getting as much advantage as he can. The second turtle is going to be up in 5 seconds. It's not looking good for them, but the Yogi Shadow Kill one more time. Catches Paquito. Flick is an absolute monster, man. We call this in game number 6. I don't think they should be giving this hero to this assassin player, to Flick. And he's making him pay for it, making that decision. It's a blunder that's coming through, and now Fury is will force the Flicker out. He doesn't even have any safety under his own turret. And this is an opening. This is the advantage that Corinthians want to play. This is the run and gun style we've seen them playing all season.
And finally rising to the occasion for a 7-0 gap. And right now, so far, looking pretty good for the side of Corinthians. One last game to see, can they still stand strong or not against Influence Rage?
Oh, Beacon baited out, trying to pull him back, but unsuccessful in that process. Now Influence Rage have to use every single thing, utilize the maximum of everything. As you can see, Fury gets taken down with a quad shadow. Flick is an absolute monster. He's 4-0, 3 on a Hayabusa. We're less than 6 minutes into the game, Bay.
And still going on strong. Has to be the main target here, but everybody is just on them. And right now in this position, throwing everything is one of the ways to just try to gain back. At least you get that first kill into your own pockets.
Yeah, at least they got that one kill. A lot of assists to follow. Not really. Only Chino and Paquito. The kill going into Chan. At least they get the one kill into the hands of a mid laner, which is crucial, but they lose out on turrets. They're losing on turret structures. The go 4K on the side of Corinthians. If they wait any longer, this game...
And Corinthians, again, very good early. And right now, the Influence Rage, what can they respond? What can they do? Because objective-wise, it wouldn't be as easy as you think, because Flick is on that Hayabusa. You can come in and go, same as the idea, but power-wise, though, Influence Rage, they really need to do a lot of things to catch up to Corinthians in this game.
Oh, Paquito flickers out, trying to go for the shortcut, but Hesu buying enough time. But meanwhile, the back line, Tempest of Blades goes up, but the damage is not there. As the Death Tsunami connects and they catch Paquito and take down Chino as well at the same time. And now here comes Flick. He is unstoppable, finds himself a kill. There is no way for them to defend. There's no way for them to do anything. Hotun, without the help of the Tempest of Blades, gets burst out. Frost Lanave pops that recall, taunting Influence Rage.
Goodness, again and again, suppressing down in 2 lanes from the mid and also the top. Since then, you know right now, invading to the blue, purple buff will be as easy as ever.
They cracked open the jungle. The purple buff is definitely up for grabs. And I feel like this is the problem that you face if you're playing a Ling. The moment your purple buff is under siege, you're going to have a difficult time. You're not going to be able to do quite a lot. And looking at the items as well, Hesu's going full tank. He's got himself the Dominance Ice. He's got himself the Blade Armor. And look at Flick. He went for penetration. He went for extra bit of sustain. And now, even though... yes, Hotun's playing a comfort hero with the Link, but look at the gold difference. Flick is 2,000 gold ahead.
Yeah, plus it's not only the shoes is not done, only securing the Berserker Fury and also the House Claw might take a little bit of time here. And since Flick already has it, so it's just going to be really hard. If in the early the Link cannot carry, the Link cannot get any funnel of gold, all you need to put all hopes in is Fury. The question is though, if Fury can't funnel with enough gold, this might be the end for Influence Rage.
Man, they need to find a way to get a lot of gold in their pocket. Otherwise, it's going to be looking difficult because look at Flick. He's already level 14, Vey. It's level 14. Hotun only barely hit level 11 right now. Fury's not even to the level 10 mark. And everyone from Corinthians are hitting double digits except for their roamer. And if I'm not wrong, Luis is probably get there faster than Fury. Because at this point, they get themselves a Lord. And now looking to invade that purple buff of Influence Rage. Yes, Hotun's going for the split, but even then, he's not able to get the one tower.
It's really hard position because Corinthians is just very well aware where he is.
Oh my god, he got that kill again. They singled out Fury. This is not looking good. The Lord is marching down the bot side. Corinthians are looking to end it all. Chimo standing tall at this point. They might just take everything away in one fell swoop.
Last chance really, barking into the third turret. More holy shield down at the bottom lane. Lord is also marching down, so in the middle they want to try to create space. God. They want to try to create ways, because right now Flick is entering in.
Yeah, he goes for the Yogi Shadow Kill, baits out the Tempest of Blade as well, and now Hotun's not going to have a good time. There's no possible way for them to get any burst down. Glorious Pathways there. The Lord is still standing tall, full HP. They take over the inhibitor. Meanwhile, Fury as the Chan trying to dish out some damage. Topside Holy Shield gets popped. Lord is still standing, half HP. The Corinthians are running and gunning. 10 minutes, 30 seconds in. They take away 2 inhibitors and looking to take down the third, but now with the grab, they go through Frost. Now he goes in for the Ruby in the back line. They will have to run away as they get themselves a double kill. Paquito and Tanner down and out. Make that a triple off the back of a Patizi. And Corinthians completely impossible. Number 7 is theirs. And within the championship from match Miracle Makers. This is one of the greatest comebacks that we've seen. Chimbo have made it. They are your Mpl Latam 2020 champions.
They have a legacy of success in the traditional sports, now riding their legacy in pursuit of the Latin American Immortal Cup. This is Corinthians, your champions of Mpl Latam Season 3.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't think it was going to end so soon. I thought they were going to buy some time, but Whoa, just calling it down the mid lane. They said we have one wave, we gotta run it and gun it, and that's what they did. 3 months of blood, sweat, and tears. They ended it all. They went through. I think the Jushin was trying to buy some time, but they didn't really need that. They didn't have the damage to clear out the Lord. Chimo have done it. From history in sports, now bringing it to esports, and they've taken away the MLBB crown in Latam.
Goodness gracious. Very cool to see what happened in the arena. Everybody's celebrating right now. New kings of Latam are finally crowned. Congratulations, Corinthians.
Man, congratulations indeed, and not just congratulations to Corinthians, but congratulations to everyone working behind the MLBB Latam scene, as well as Way here. Congratulations, Way, we made it, we did it. It is 3 months long indeed that we have hit the pinnacle, and oh my goodness, what a way to end it. Game number 7, a comeback is what they did, and they made it happen, man. I'm telling you, you know why, Way? I got my prediction right too!
Closing off the season, congrats, Kronos! Yay! Hey, at least you didn't jinx this one, man. Good for you, really. I'm happy for
I'm
you.
telling you, man, every other prediction I probably got wrong, but only right. You see? The curse turned into a blessing in the finals. I got it right this time. Chef Flick, man, he got warmed up. I told you, he was marinating them. He found the opening. He seasoned it really right. Got the heat up, get the grill out, and instantly put the steak on it. And game number 7, he served up the dish hot.
And as quick as ever, 10-minute 55. This was as fast as ever, and everybody is just celebrating here right now. And everybody's just hugging. It's such a great and memorable moment right now. 7 games, and finally letting go of that pressure right now on stage. Everybody cheering for them, and definitely it's a very fun day to be Corinthians on the stage right now. And of course, we will enter in a little bit of an interview here and there. You gotta focus in and soak it in at the full. But once again, congratulations, Corinthians, for this season.
Congratulations indeed. Oh my goodness, it was absolute cinema until the very end. You could see the confidence that Influence Rage were. I feel like Corinthians tried their best, but at one point it just felt like Corinthians found the formula. They found the keys to victory. It started matching in their favor, and next thing you know, it just went completely lopsided.
And everybody there is discussing on like what to do, what's going on, and how did it happen? Because it was just so much of an amazing gameplay. It was amazing 7 games throughout the whole day. And well, some of us in Asia throughout the whole night. And I gotta say, bringing in a lot of crowd here was just very great support from the MLBB community. A lot of people from Asia tuning in. Shout out once again for the Indonesian streamers, Donkey, and also B Kent, and Tintina from the Philippines. Once again, thank you very much for your support, and even tuning in on the English Fest. Everybody who wants to come in and watch, and even peaking up at 1.5 current concurrent viewers in the global MLBB esports channel was just amazing. And everybody who is in offline stage in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and even tuning in at the Latam region, even reaching 9K concurrent viewers, Kronos, is just an amazing way to end the season today.
Man, I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, my stomach has butterflies in it, and the way that they've been playing, it's absolutely insane. The way that they showed up, right? I feel like they pulled up, they got the best of the best going against each other. And of course, what a treat. What a way to cap off Mpl Latam with that big grand final, especially if you're watching it at Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's absolutely insane. You're definitely enjoying the atmosphere there. And if you're not there, you're really missing out. But of course, gotta talk about the highlights, man, and talk about the MVP and all that good stuff, but it's definitely gotta be Flick on this Hayabusa. I'm telling you, under the bright lights, right? Under the bright lights, when it was demanded, this man just showed up. And this is what the legends do. This is why he's one of the top players in Mpl Latam. And not just that, he definitely deserves the title of Chef Flick now.
Definitely cooking, definitely hot. Just like the phone here from Techno Puma 7, power beyond limit. It is already in 5G. All of the greatest processors there. 45 watt charger, very fast. 144 hertz smooth rate. Anytime you want to play on your phone, you can do that, and just especially on MLBB, because Hayabusa even popped up with that phone. You better go check it out. Puma 7 new release.
Exactly. It's super hot. Like Chef Flick serving up the dishes. And you know what else is super hot? That discount that you're going to get with BNX Mpl 3. Your diamonds in an instant. To go to Binoxus.com as you will be able to avail those discounts. BNX Mpl 3 is the big discount indeed. That code, you get 5% off of your top up. So use this coupon on your next diamond exchange. What are you waiting for? Shoo, go away. Get the diamonds quickly.
Get amazing diamonds, you want to get amazing skins. Of course, hey, everybody's waiting for amazing skins, right? Okay, we are definitely waiting for a blessing from our Lord right behind the scenes right now. And after getting Lunox, getting support, and also we wanted to thank Techno and also Community Gaming, because you guys have been amazing throughout the whole season. So once again, thank you very much for your work for Mpl Latam season, and we are on. So get ready for our skin code. It is RJJ. Don't forget to check it out right now, because Chrono is giving up on trying to redeem it, because all this time he just gets magic dust, and all the good skins are for you guys.
I'm telling you, man, it's not just that. I mean, it's the last skin of the season, indeed, that we're giving away, so might as well give it to everyone. I don't want to lose my job over the last one, you know. So just making sure y'all get that. 8ZSAL7RJJ is the code, so make sure you go and grab your skin. Indeed, you will get yourselves one of the MPL skins. Hey, the lucky ones, one of the lucky ones from the 200, but you can see here that champions, Corinthians, are lifting up their trophy. Hesu is smiling, man. He's all smiles the entire time. And here's a few bit of the highlights that took place throughout the entire grand finals, and of course, the entire series.
Great. I mean, it's ecstatic. It was very fun to see. It was all there from the start till the end. Good. This amazing. I'm pretty sure they are going on for the interview on the Latam region. So if ever anybody wants to tune in and watch your lovely players there for the winning moment interview on the stage, so you can go and watch it there too.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely go and get yourself an interview there, but of course, emotions are high if you're in the arena. You could see what was taking place indeed, ladies, but my goodness, for a reason, because we had a stellar finish to the Mpl Latam Season 3 of 2025. And what a way to cap things off as well. And I got my prediction right finally in the grand finals. Of course, Vay got the entire season right. I just got one match right, so I'm just going to just because I got that one match. I'm going out on a high, ladies and gentlemen. But we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what's going to happen at a later date. But Vay, I think on that note, we've seen it all. We've done it all. It's been an absolute pleasure. And thank you to the entire Latam region for giving us the opportunity to cast in the global stream. I'm going to say it one last time, Kronos. Follow me on my media, of course, G_Kronos, and for Vay, it's @Vay here, as we'll be calling it a night. This is me signing off for Mpl Latam Season 3 2025. Until next time, indeed. Vay, you can say your own. I don't want to take it away from you.
I mean, a lovely way to end the night. A legacy being written, new powerhouses are breaking up from the region of Latam. And everybody is definitely eyeing on Corinthians right now if ever they want to go head-to-head in MSC. And definitely congratulations also for Impulse Rage for making it on the wild card later for the MSC. A longer journey, but still really fair. And as Coro said, I want to thank our sponsors once again, from Bonax to Techno and also Community Gaming. And once again, thank you, Buntan, and for the amazing crew of Mpl Latam for giving us a chance on the English Global stream. Same as before, this is probably the last stream for this season. We'll probably see you soon, jumping here and there around the MLBBC. Definitely. Thank you very much for tuning in. All the way from Asia here, Indonesia. I'm Faye, and I'm Ricardo's from all the way from Manchester, signing out for the last stream of the season.
Exactly. We'll see you next time on the next season of Mpl Latam. So, hey, have a great night, ladies and gentlemen. See you at the MSC also.
Cahaya. Anjir.
Kontol.
After what you did,
Demi kemuliaan.
I'm barely breathing. I'm barely waiting. Don't wake me up. Not in this century. Don't
Coba
wake
tebak
me
siapa
up.
nak?
Cahayaku.
Oke.
Berikan kesulitan. Tugasku adalah untuk melindungi kalian. Yo, Aimo.
Mobile Legends. 5 seconds. Enemy reaches the battlefield.
Keinginan kita. Bunyikan trompet kemenangan.
Oke.
Alamak, najisnya. Alamak, najisnya. Alamak, najisnya. Bukan anaknya.
Jangan!
Aku tidak akan mundur. Aku memiliki kemuliaan. Karena aku adalah pemimpin dari Light Order. Iya, kok kaget pun. Kaget.
Tolong, kaki saya sakit.
Nothing!
Seorang pejuang hebat.
Gather up the turtle!
Tolong, kaki saya sakit.
Lihat pusat dan
Back up!
musuh terlihat. Maju, maju, maju.
Menjauh dariku, aku tak bisa tengok.
Harimau, apa ya? Anak kecil, pulang saja.
Kita
Harimau.
Alamak, najisnya. Alamak, najisnya. Siapa itu? Anjir. Tolong, kaki saya sakit.
hidup Blonde, hidup Jokowi. Musuh terlihat.
Menjauh dariku,
Maju. Ganti belakang kanan. Belum mendapatkan satu poin kill. Anjir, hidup Jokowi.
Tolong, kaki saya sakit. Alamak, najisnya.
Musuh terlihat.
Alamak, najisnya.
Maju.
Harimau, apa ya?
Aku punya ini.
Tolong, kaki saya sakit.
Dari belakang kanan.
Double kill.
Anjir. Terima kasih monyet. Kaulah sahabat sejati. Semuanya diam. Siapa itu? Alamak, najisnya. Anak kecil, pulang saja. Seorang pahlawan bencana. Musuh terlihat. Alamak, najisnya. Weh, kamu ngapain kamu? Gak ada bang. Sumpah demi belas kasihin. Ini ngelek jaringan telepon dan macam lain. Maju. Hidup Jokowi. Aku punya ini. Tolong kaki saya sakit. Alamak, najisnya. Aku butuh medkit.
Ult is not ready.
Tolong aku. Alamak, najisnya. Tolong kaki saya sakit. Anjir. Kemenangan dengan kawan besar. Musuh terlihat. Apaan tuh? Besar. Ampun. Aku tidak akan aku. Maju. Aku punya ini. Anjir. Tolong kaki saya sakit. Semuanya diam. Weh, kamu ngapain kamu? Siapa itu? Anak kecil, pulang saja. Kerja bagus. Begitu. Maju. Anjir. Hidup Jokowi. Aku punya ini. Atap ya. Tapi bohong. Palu ini adalah warisan paling berharga seorang pejuang. Weh, kamu ngapain kamu? Gak ada bang. Sumpah demi belas kasihin. Harimau. Kita ya. harapan dapat menjadi beban.
Killing spree.
Aku punya ini.
Anak kecil, pulang saja.
Di belakang kanan. Berhasil mendapatkan satu mobile shield. Siapa itu? Siapa itu? Musuh terlihat, maju, maju. Woi, kamu ngapain kamu? Woi, nggak ada bang. Aku sumpah demi belas kasihan.
Aku tak bisa tanpamu.
Aku punya ini. Anjir. Hidup Jokowi. Belas kanan. Berhasil mendapatkan satu mobile shield. Bruh.
Victory.
Bruh. Alah, kebut ngene iki. Yo gak wonge. Maksudnya kata-kata iki. Kata-kata kuntul ngene iki wis.